friends, what have you learned? It was programmed to beat you. To beat you.
Shaking underneath, trying to take me alive. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Any time or place, watch 'em run away. I got none. I'll be standing. Never gonna take my throne. I got no rival. Watch 'em run away. I got no. I got no rival. No rival. No rival. Tell me now, what you gon' do? We can do this face to face. The reckoning is coming real soon. Doesn't matter what you say. Try to tell you this is my moment. Can't take mine 'cause I own it. Don't you know that I'm locked and unloaded? You're out of focus. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Any time or place, watch 'em run away. I got no. I'll be standing on my own. Never
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. This is an audio check. Can anybody hear me? Anybody? Hey, cool videos from a cool guy. We've got Joyce Kelly, Bats in the house, TNT. Maple Leaf, how you doing, Maple? 69, thank you. Bats, 100. Wow, perfect. All right, friends. Chip a sneeze with a 5x5. Good to see you, friends. Boy, I'm excited for tonight. It's going to be awesome. And guess what, Chipper? Only one leg, my friend. But we're going to do cold and dark, and we're going to be checking out the PAP 3 PFP in a minute. Be right back.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Let's celebrate, dance to the beat. Forget the wars and stomp the feet now. The fun and games and memories I love to share with my family.
We are to from viewer for via flight en route runway 365 Pinar 1 Delta departure.
When we are side by side.
Well, hello, Sim fans, and happy Wednesday night. And we are going to be checking out, that was the PFP 3N, by the way, friends. How's everybody doing tonight? We're also be checking out the PAP 3. And friends, I got to tell you, I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. No, I've been waiting for this moment all freaking week, especially since this thing arrived. So we got the PAP 3 and the PFP 3N that we're going to be checking out tonight. Friends, it's so good to see you. Happy Wednesday night, friends. Let's give you all a hand for being here. I'm Symphonetic, your host. Welcome, my friends. I am so happy we can showcase this tonight, and our good partners right up there, WinWing. They make fantastic products. I know many of you are just like super excited and waiting for them, and yeah, they're incredible, right? So we're going to be checking that out. But first off, friends, for the second or third time that I mentioned this is the first time we've been showcasing this. And again, this product, both of these products just arrived at my doorstep 2 nights ago. And I'm going to be doing a full, I did a video of unboxing. I'll get that posted. I'll be doing a setup video. There's a couple things I'm going to note about this that you should be aware of. Awesome product, but just in terms of the setup that I'll mention to all of you for the first time tonight. And I'm also going to be checking this out and comparing it with another competitor product that came out. We're going to talk a little bit about the feature sets, the products, the price point. Price point. You guys know what the price point on this thing is? It's like $158, right? Insane. I'm talking about the PAP 3. PFP 3N's even cheaper. All right. Anyway, back to my script. So like all the WinWing gear, both of these units are designed to bring Boeing realism to life in Microsoft Flight Simulator, X-Plane, and yes, of course, DCS, among others. Now, we've been using almost exclusive WinWing gear when we've been doing our Airbus Phoenix flights, using the WinWing McDo or the MCDU, Ursa Minor, the flight stick, and the Orion pedals, rudder pedals. But now for tonight, I'm pretty excited because with these new WinWing units that are designed for Boeing, right? Not just Boeing, but primarily what we're checking out tonight is the Boeing 737. We're now going to be able to jump back into our Pmdg Boeing aircraft and use the WinWing hardware, other than just the Orion pedals, which, of course, I'll be using tonight as well. And we'll also be using the ProDeskSim 737 Throttle Lever Add-on for the Bravo throttle quadrant that I really like and enjoy. And so along with the gear, again, like I mentioned, we're going to be checking out one of the competitors we did talk about before. It's with CockpitMaster 737 MCP. And I do appreciate them sending me the unit to review. Because it gave me an opportunity to review that and now be able to use this thing. Actually, I'm going to be running this, get through the I don't know what you want to call it. We're going to be giving it a run for the first time together tonight, and then I'm going to be able to talk about it live with all of you. You can ask your questions in chat, and I can give you my first impressions of this thing. But if it's like anything else, and so far when I put it together, It's awesome. And at the price point, oh my gosh, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how WinWing does it, but they're doing it. They're getting more products. How many of you are excited for the Taurus stuff coming out? I'll see if we can get. There's no way I'm going to get that full Boeing yoke. There's just no. I just don't count on it. But who knows? WinWing's pretty good about this stuff so far. But I think all of you will probably lynch me if they do send that to me. But we'll talk about some of that other stuff as well tonight. But friends, let's go ahead and, as I usually do, let's recognize all of you that are here. Bats is in the house, friends. Let's give it up to Bats in the house. We got Silver Motherfucking Killer. Silver, how you doing? Delt Gam, what's up? Delt's in here. Delt Gam says, what's up, Sim family? Good to see you, Delt. And we also have Maple Leaf. I do want to say hello to Maple, because if I don't say hello to Maple, he gets a little, offended if I don't say it right away. But Maple, I just kid you, man. Good to see you here. TJ Turner's in the house, friends. Welcome, TJ. Another one. Like most of my moderators on tonight. Old Golfer 67 OG. What is up, my friend? And Shahab, I'm excited as well. You're excited that we're flying from Houston. By the way, I forgot to mention that. We're flying from Houston to Atlanta. And we are using the FS Dream Team scenery, and it is a beaut. I don't know. Silver Killer, do you got it? I know that Maple, you probably don't have it. I don't know. Do they have it on Xbox, Maple? I'm not sure if it's on Xbox, to be honest with you guys. It probably is. And Shevin, welcome to the stream. I don't know if you've been here before, but I'm excited too. I'm glad you're excited, and we'll have to go and get into it. Silver Killer says I have it. Awesome, Silver. And by the way, before we get started, we've got Proctus here, friends. Proctus decided to join us. He probably heard me say DCS, and he's just like, I'm going to go join. Symphonex said DCS. So I also have Silver Killer. I see you in here. And Old Golfer 67 and 911. How's it going? Good to see you. TNT Simulate. TNT's always going to be here. Well, not always, but he's going to try to make it when we're doing commercial flight, because he knows what happens at flight level 180 when we're in the United States, where we're at tonight, friends. And it's good to see you as well, Captain Red Sky. Everybody say hello to Captain Red Sky in chat. TNT, I only show up for the standard events. Standard events. I got it, buddy. I got you. No, it's good to have you here, man. Good to see you. Andrew, what is up, Andrew? Andrew, good to see you here. Andrew has some exciting things he's got in terms of simulation that I'm going to talk with him. Hopefully still make that work yet Friday, Andrew. But welcome to the stream, Andrew. Everybody's welcome Andrew to the stream. And let's see who else we got. We got Delgam in here. We've got Chippa Sneeze. We got Kangaroo. And Bats in the house, and TJ Turner is also flying. Now, he's not just in chat with us like so many of you, but he is in the sim. And by the way, before he tells me, I'm going to launch LRM right now, because I hadn't launched it. And Bats, I know you're like ready on the... Everybody noticed Delt said yesterday in Discord that there is a new FSUI PC that has been released. Of course, that's what we use to make LRM work and a lot of other things. And so I am connected right now with that. We got Slinger. Who's Slinger? Slinger. Oh, Shevin Slinger. I gotcha. Call me Slinger. I got it. Takes me a while. Too many things. Got to do too many things. But here, let's take a look at these first, shall we? So like I mentioned, we are going to be checking out the Orion. I got to save the best for last, right? So we're going to be checking out the Orion Rudder Pedals like we always do. And here we go. I got my gams. Oh, no, these are my peds. Sorry. And I'm wearing foot condoms, friends, so don't worry. I do have socks on, Maple. No worries. So we've got the full rudder pedals. By the way, the Taurus ones are going to actually have force feedback. Yowza. If I can get a hold of one of those, oh, baby, we'll have to do a giveaway for these. How about that? I'm sure somebody would be interested in these. But I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. They might actually just send me like the module, because it looks like it connects to this. I might have to see if I can get the Taurus for that. I don't know. I don't want to be greedy, right? It's nothing worse than some greedy people, right? You're with me, friends. You're all thinking, yeah, right, Symphonetic, whatever. So we got the rudder pedals there. The next we've got the PFP. So I'll show that next. So this is for the first time, just like the MCDU. And by the way, I'll just make a shout out to Flight Sim Mods. Flight Sim Mods has something that you can switch the panels in and out. Now, I've got, as many of you know, I've got the desktop mount from WinWing, which I really like. But Flight Sim Mods, check them out. And if you type in, there you go. See, Silva Motherfucking Killer's already on top of it. You check that out. You can go support the channel and support our good friend Oz Flight Simmer and Flight Sim Mods on that. But anyway, these come in and out. I actually connected this just with the included hardware, so you can see there. And it actually doesn't work too bad. It doesn't really slip around, but we're going to check this out. PFP for the first time tonight. We're going to program this cold and dark with the Pmdg 7.3, and it is compatible. You do need the latest version of the SimApp Pro software. If you don't have that for the next one we're showing you, PAP 3, it won't work. Believe me, I tried it. And actually, I had a weird thing where it hung up where it was on download. So I had to completely uninstall SimApp Pro, reinstalled it, and voila, it worked. And there's something I'm going to say that's going to be a little bit different with the for the MCDU. So for those of you that ordered the PAP 3 and you have the FCU for the Airbus, there's something I got to mention that is different that you might think it's not going to work when you're loading the simulator, but I'll talk about that later. So last but definitely not least, and for why you're all probably here, other than to see my face, right, Del? No, not at all. This is why you're here, right, friends? And so we have it for debuting, and we got it for it's pre-order right now. I don't know when they're going to be shipping them. I can ask when it's going to be shipping. You can see all the lights are off as it should be. And so, again, we are going to be debuting both the PAP 3 and the PFP 3N that I've said now probably like a half a dozen times at least. But, friends, for the first time, I have not gone through the motions with this thing. I tested it out, of course, just to make sure all the things work. But I haven't done a flight. I saved myself for you. So we're doing the flight for the first time with this gear tonight, friends. And you can ask me all the questions you want. And if I can't answer them, I'll see if I can get answers from WinWing, all right? Because contact at WinWing is really good about getting back to me. And so you all let me know if you have questions on this. Chris Stewart, good to see you, Chris. Everybody welcome Chris into the stream. Says mine is on the way and should be here early next week. Fantastic. Welcome aboard, Chris. I don't know if if you've been here before, but if not, we welcome you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. That's good news to hear. Simpinag, did you get the mag switch one? I didn't. I thought originally they sent the mag. I'll talk about that, but I thought they sent the mag one, and there's something else I want to point out about this that some might throw you off if you don't get the mag switched one. But I am going to see if I can get, actually, I'm hoping WinWing will send me the switch so I can do a video and show you how easy is it to change it out, because you can order this, and I think the mag switch, I'm going to say $57 or something. And we'll talk about that. Great question. And don't let me forget to talk about that, old golfer. I appreciate you asking me that question. And it's Toshi Draco is in the house. Toshi, how you doing? Good to see you, Tosh. We'll just put those up in the bottom, so I've got them right over there. So we got that. And by the way, here is the route information. If you want to know the full route, type in !FP, and it'll give you all the information you can care to know about our route tonight from Houston. Now, before we get into the actual flight, I just want to show how many of you have been to Houston. I know Proctus has been there. I know Maple's been there. Silver Killer, you've got this scenery, but let's take a look at it. They think the FS Dream Team scenery is pretty damn good for this this airport. In fact, there it goes. It finally loaded. I'm like, okay, there's more to it than that. My family, where did we fly? I think it was when we were going to Puerto Rico. We were actually in this terminal because I remember the Bam Bam thing, and we went over here and sat. I think we were over here at one of these tables here. But I don't know. How many of you care to have the terminal actually rendered and worked on? I think it's a nice touch, especially when you can. I don't know so much about going inside, although I kind of get a kick out of who's sporting the Symphonic livery over there with the VA. Beautiful, whoever you are. But what I like is I kind of like it because of the fact it adds to the immersion. You're outside. You don't just see a 2D image that's outside. TJ Turner says, I do, and Del says me. Yeah, I like that. So anyway, this is, I don't know, I meant to look up FS Dream Team's version. A lot of these sceneries you can actually add to your 2024 community folder, and they'll actually work. You might have some elevation weirdness. You might be going along the taxiway and all of a sudden, boom. Or you might be flying with others in multiplayer mode. And as you've seen sometimes with here, there might be different, they might be looking like they're hovering or below the pavement. But we got Bats 24 right next to us. Who was sporting that? I got to find that out now. You know what? Del Gam sporting the Symphony. You know what? But Del, did you actually pick that livery? Because I'm going to give you full credit if you picked the livery. But if I just didn't have your livery, still cool. But that doesn't mean you selected it. So, because that can happen. But anyway, I do really like this scenery. I'm not going to spend. You did. Well, thank you, Del. Let's give Del a hand. Hell, I'm even going to give him the first officer emoji, because Delt Gam representing the VA. And Delt is manager of operations with the VA, right, Delt? I know, Practice, you help us with the VA as well, and appreciate all of you. Excuse me. Did you all see what Matey got? Matey's at 3,000 hours in our VA. How cool is that? Take that, Two-Toe Murphy. No, actually, still got us beat by a long shot, but we are on the leaderboard, and I do appreciate all of you and the VA stuff. So anyway, so that is the airport. Let's just get on into it. So let's jump into the cockpit. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the music, And, yep, sounds are going. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go through the checklist. Of course, I'm using the JD checklist, which you can get from flightsim.to. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just type in, if you have the PMDG 737, do 737 checklist, JAYDEE, and get it. It's awesome. Delt loves it. I love it. I think Old Golfer loves it. Silver Motherfudding Killer probably loves it. Do check that out. Okay, anyway, so we're going to go up here. We're going to turn on the battery. So now initially, we're not going to see anything light up. But what I wanted to point out, just like their MCDU, I'm going to turn that off. This panel, again, we are. Let me blow it up here. Blow it up. We're going to blow it up. So this 737 PAP 3, this actually will sync just like the Airbus with your PMDG 737. It is compatible fully if you have the latest version of the software, like I mentioned on the SimApp Pro. It's compatible with 737, the PMDG 737, 600, 700, 800, and 900. I have all of those. I know some of you have all of them. Some of you have some of them. Some of you might only have one of them. But again, for the price point of this sucker, it's just amazing. So let me get myself situated here, so you can see that. I might need to just kind of come down here. Just again, as first run through. So bear with me, friends. Bear with me. I might look down just a little bit more, maybe pan out a little bit so we can see it all. Okay, there we go. We can see everything, right, Del? Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to start up the GPU, or not start it, but you know what I mean. We're going to connect to the ground power. Here we go. We're going to go down here, and then I messed it up because it reset my view. But as you can see, it's now lit up. So you can see that the panel here is lighting up here, and we'll go through it. And as you can imagine, all this is going to work, but it does synchronize within your simulator. We're going to get into that a little bit here with the backlight. This actually has auto sensors, so you can, by the way, Typhoon, welcome to the live stream. It is going to be !FP, my friend, !FP. I need to add one that's !Flight Plan, a command to the bot so that it can post it regardless of what y'all put. But this actually has sensors, or I might be mixing that up with the PFP now that I think about it, the 3, and that has auto sensors to auto dim and brighten it, depending on your ambient light that you have in your room, studio, office, or what have you, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to leave that up right now, and I'm going to run through the checklist here. Master caution, we already disengaged. Interior lights as required. So let's go ahead and do this. So if we turn up the brightness here, the panel, and then that, and we want to turn up the brightness over here on the panel. So like, watch this. Notice it's turning brighter, right? Can you all see that? So as I turn this main panel up, look at how bright this gets. And then vice versa, you bring that brightness down. So that all works and syncs within your actual virtual cockpit, which I think is absolutely freaking killer. Oh yes, it's brightening up. Awesome. That is just, I love that. I mean, it's just what a nice addition to add to the immersion, right? So we got that going for us, which is nice. We can go back up here. We'll just look down here so you can still see it. Okay, so we got that set. Next thing on the checklist, again, we're just doing one leg tonight, but we are doing a kind of a longer leg from Atlanta. I think it's about an hour and a half flight time, somewhere around there. Memory serves. Ground power is already connected and on. We're going to go up top. We're going to do emergency lights. So I'll go ahead and I'll turn this off for now, the PAP 3, and then we'll come back to that. You can still see it below, but it's just need a tiny little box. But you can still see it, right? Yeah, you can still see it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and actually I need some panel lights on here. It's a little dark. What time is it, by the way? I don't think I did real time, did I? Oh, no, it's just early in the morning. Okay. And we have a lot of clouds, right? Bad weather. Hey, hopefully none of you are in Arkansas. There's some really nasty weather going on right now. There's tornadoes breaking out. Hopefully none of you are there have family or friends in Arkansas. There's some really dangerous weather going on right now. My son had to tell me about it because, he's a little weatherman. Wants to be a storm chaser someday. So emergency lights, these can come on. So we're going to go ahead and turn those on. The weather was here this morning. Was it, Maple? Hopefully no damage, no tornadoes, right? Emergency lights are on. Seatbelts to auto. So we can go ahead and do that. Seatbelts. Dong. By the way, we're also using tonight, I should have mentioned this, we're actually using the Boris AudioWorks add-on sound pack for the 737 for the PMDG, which sounds amazing. All right, so we got that set. Wheel well, logo, and wing. We're going to go ahead and actually do the wheel well. We're not going to do the wing right yet, but we're going to do the logo and the wheel well. And we are flying, as you can see, the United livery tonight with the Sharks. All right, so I had to catch up on chat there. Set fuel and payload. We're going to wait on that. Recirculating fans. Let's go back up top here. And we're just going to go auto here on the left. On our isolation valve, we're going to go auto. On our right pack, we're going to go auto. So we're all set up for that. So we got that set. All right, packs to auto and IRS for the nav. We want to go ahead and get those set. So those start. So we just got to look up here a little ways. Let's go ahead and get. There's only 2 on the 737, where we actually have 3. If you all know, 1, 2, 3. And, you know, for the Airbus. We got Dagukan. Did I pronounce it? I probably didn't pronounce that. Path 3 panel is working. I fly 737 MAX. That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. What I can tell you officially from WinWing with their latest, well, I think it was 1.46.0, that they do state that it works with the PMDG. You probably heard that, the 600, 700, 800, 900. I do not know about the iFly 737 MAX. I don't actually have that right now, but I did tell one of our moderators, Captain Howdy, that I would be picking it up. But I actually don't even have it right now to test, but I can check on that, dog. I'm just going to call you Dog, if that's all right, Dog. Thanks for joining. Everybody say hello to Dog. Am I pronouncing that right? I'm not pronouncing that right, I know. But everybody welcome Dog here. Hey, you bet, brother. You betcha. And if somebody knows, please put in chat. I'm not sure, and I don't want to mislead you. You know, I got to believe this, Dog. They're going to make it compatible. So just like right now, because like they just released the 1.460 that made it compatible with PMDG. So I'm sure, like, so everybody when they're getting it, because somebody, who was it? I already forget, that mentioned they're getting theirs shipped to them, and it's on its way. So do make sure you get the 1.46, because if you have any of the WinWing software and you think it's just going to be plug and play, because that's the big thing, it is plug and play, but there's 2 things you got to do to make it work. Now, if you have WinWing stuff, you already know this, or if you've seen my videos on it, you already know this. You got to have the SimApp Pro software working, because that's your bridge software, right? So that's got to be running before you launch Microsoft Flight Simulator. And by the way, if you launch Microsoft Flight Simulator like, shoot, I forgot to launch SimApp Pro, I'll do it really quick. It doesn't even matter. If you don't launch it first and you start Microsoft Flight Simulator and then you're like, oh, crap, and then you go and launch SimApp Pro, forget it. You're going to have to just get out of Microsoft Flight Simulator and relaunch it after you have SimApp Pro. And you also have to make sure you have your latest one. Chris Stewart, that was you. Thank you, sir. You'll be in Japan for 2 weeks from Monday? Oh, man, you're going to be itching to use this thing, aren't you, brother? Oh, man. Now, where was I? All right, we're going to go ahead and set the fuel payload and all. No, we're going to wait on that. I just said that. Okay, we're going to complete the iNet ref page. So now, friends, we're going to jump over and check out the PFP3. Anybody have the PFP3N yet? So I'm just excited about this because I finally got this, and I love the Boeing aircraft, as a lot of you know. So we're going to, whoop, wrong one here. Here's the PFP. So this is the panel. It does come with the mounting hardware that you can see there. That comes with it. So let's go ahead and get our stuff entered into this. So first things first, we're going to complete the iNet ref page, but we got to set the route. So I'm actually going to scoot over here. Uh-oh. Tablet failed to load. Anybody have that problem? Anybody had the problem that your tablet? I don't know why. It seems like I might have seen that yesterday. So that's kind of crappy, but let's go down here. And we'll have to load it from here if I can remember how to do that. PMDG settings. Let's see. I got to remember where this is. FMC, position iNet. So we'll just go through it manually here. So let's go ahead and do our reference airport. So we're going to go K. Well, why am I using my mouse? I'm going to use this. gonna use K. Nobody else is having that problem with your. I had that happen last night. I noticed, and but I don't know. I don't want to like reload. Let's see if we can get through it with just manually doing it all like old times. So we got K, I, A, H. We're gonna go ahead and do that on LSK2. And then we get our information into the, we'll get it into the scratch pad. So now we got that there. Get in the scratch pad and RSK4. So now we got our route information, or our position information. Now we can go to route. And we should be able to do the flight plan request, but we do need to clear out that KIAH. I don't know if you can see that, but we're just gonna hit our clear button as I just bumped that. And then let's go to flight plan request. Oh, shoot, it's not going to be loaded because it wasn't... Oh, bonkers. Anyone else having this issue? I have to load it from... Hold on a second. Let me go to SimBrief Downloader. Oh, I got to remember how to do it the manual way. Let's see. I could go to SimBrief. Here's my SimBrief Downloader. Let me do this. All right. SimBrief, where are you? Show yourself. There we go. All right. Flight plan downloads. And we have the Pmdg, so we're going to do, and we have the 2020, but let me get to the Pmdg stuff. Here we go. Pmdg flight plan. I guess that will work. Now I got to remember where to stick the route. I don't know if that's going to work, TJ. I mean, I can certainly try that. I can try that, but I'm afraid that since it happened yesterday, it might happen again here. But we'll try it. It's interesting. Nobody else has had that issue, so it wouldn't be a Symphonic live stream if we didn't run into some sort of technical difficulty, right? All right, let's replay this. Go right back to where we were. And I'm going to put it to a little later in the day, and let's do a fly again. Hughes reaction. Yo, XP72 says hi. Hey, how's it going, Hughes? Thanks for joining us tonight. Everybody say hi to Hugh. Huge. Rex. Oh, boy, I almost said it. You almost got me. Oh, my goodness. Welcome to the live stream, Hugh. Tell XP72 I say hello from Symphonic. Tell him I said thank you for mentioning it. And we got Vruden the Great in here. Hopefully this works. Vruden, welcome to the live stream, my friend. All right, we're going to try this again and hope that this works, but let's see. I don't know. Oh, there we go. See, all right, here you go. I'm gonna go ahead and give our good friend TJ Turner a first officer emoji for just saying, hey, Symphonic, just reload it, dude, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel here. And remember, you all know I have a horrible memory, so here you go. This is to you, TJ Turner. Everybody give a shout out to TJ Turner. Thank you, TJ. 35 in here. Thank you, friends, for joining us. We're checking out the PAP 3 and the PFP 3N, and we're starting it over again. So if you just joined us, welcome, because we're going to start this again. So let me just go reverse. Let's do this again so we can, in instant replay, let's watch that in an instant replay. Okay, here we go. And ground powered on. And here we go. We can see that our PAP 3 is online. We're going to go ahead and turn up the lights, and we're going to see the lights on here turn up. Give me 1 second. A Boeing 777 is now a commercial pilot member. Welcome, Boeing 777, appreciate your support, my friend. Everybody, welcome Boeing 777. I know Boeing 777 has been here before. Thank you for that commercial pilot membership, my friend, and appreciate you. Everybody, give a shout out to our friend and Sim fan family member, Boeing 777. Thank you, sir. Says, good evening, Sim Fanatic in chat. Thank you, sir. That's very kind of you to join. Hey, what's up, Captain Howdy? Good to see you. All right, I'm going to turn this main panel up, and then we can see this is lighting up. Light it up. All right. Let's go ahead and go back where we started. And good thing we're only doing one leg. Ha! Ground power's connected. Emergency power, or emergency lights rather, on. And we're going to go ahead and hear the ding again. Again, we're doing the Boris Audio Works, the sounds. Here we go. Bong. There we are, friends. We got the seatbelts gone, the wheel well light coming back on, the logo light coming back on, the ADIRS, or IRS, coming online. There we go. We're going to get a little message there because it needs to align properly. Now that we have the nav set, let's go ahead and let's go and see if we can't now import. There we go. Electronic flight bag. Request data from SimBrief. And there we are. We are at Houston. We're going to do our fly over to Atlanta. So we got that in set. And let's go to charts. So now that our charts work, we're going to go to departure KIAH. We're going to go to I almost said apartment. We're going to go to a airport, apartment, and then I almost said appointment, airport. It's been a long day, friends, okay? Please give me a little slack here. Standard taxi routes. We're not. Okay, that works. We're gonna zoom in here, and let's see. Actually, that's not what we want, because that's not gonna give us our little. Here we go. Airport info. That's what we want. Right there. There we go. That's it. That's it right there. So we got our plane here, and we're gonna be taking off from what did I say? We're taking off from 8 left or 9 left, something like that. What's the route say? What's the route say? Route says 9. We're taking off from 9. So it's over here. Oh, really? We're going to have to taxi all the way around. I didn't plan that out very well. Well, why not? And we got the SF here for Symphonic. Actually, that's not what that means, but that's just fate. We need to go that way. Anyway, we're going to go that route. Okay, so if we go back here, we can make sure our ground connections are all set. We've got the chocks. We've got the ground power set, so we're good there. And then let's go back and we'll go to Performance Tool, and let's get some of this stuff set first before we get to that. So we're going to go down here now, and let's complete the initialization reference page. So now I'm going to go back to the MICDO. So let me do that, and let me make sure I got this set up so you can all see that. All right. So no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Okay, now you can all see that, see? So you can see my virtual one right here and my physical one right here. That's a PFP3N. Okay, so first things first, enter IRS position. Clear. FMC, LSK1. Next thing we're going to do is position initialization. We are KIAH. We're going to type that in. Going into the scratch pad below, we're going to do that on a reference airport that is LSK2. LSK2. So just think of L as left and RSK as right. Okay? So we got that. Now we're going to hit RSK2. What it's going to do is you can see it put the information down here in the scratch pad. RSK4. Now we got that. Now we can go to route. And now we don't have to enter like the origin and then the destination. We can actually go to flight plan request. It should work now. RSK3. Of course, you got to clear out the bottom. I forgot to do that. First time I did it, but no. Okay. Try that again. Now we have SimBrief information, friends. And if you don't have SimBrief, you do need to get it. So we're going to hit RSK2, and that's going to bring all that. So that's coming from that EFB that we just imported from SimBrief. RSK2, we're going to bring that in. Sorry, LSK2. There we go. Now, what I like to do is set the fuel. Now, I'm going to just scroll up here a little bit. So here's our fuel. So right now, we got our default fuel, and we have our left tank, our center tank, and our right tank. So that's 25,100 pounds of fuel. That's going to be too much fuel. So what we're going to do is, because we have our set fuel right here and ready to go, we are going to just tap that in. So we're going to hit RSK5. You're going to notice it sets the fuel. Now look at, we now have 16,800 pounds of fuel. I'm going to go over to Sim Brief and check my, there's a time and weights log, and that is absolutely fantastic because it is at 16.8, so that cross-checked. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to hit LSK 5 to set payload. And we got our Sim Brief payload set. I'll go ahead and clear that information out. What I'm looking for is a zero fuel weight of 129.7. So I'm going to go back to my Sim Brief readout and make sure that matches, and it does. So that is gravy. So that's done. And then the last thing, last but not least, we're going to hit RSK6 to select route. That's going to bring in our route. You can see that flight plan request, that box there is highlighting the word request. That means the computer is working. It's communicating. All right, with dispatch, and then we got to do load. So we're going to hit LSK6. We're going to do load. Now we see route uplink loading. You only get paid for breaks released. There you go, TNT. There you go, brother. So we're still waiting. Now, I want to point out something here. You can see that this actually has messages that light up. So like on the panel here, you can see message lighting up, just like it's doing down here in our PFP. So now what we can do is we had to hit activate. Now you can actually see the execute button lighting up, which I think is a nice touch. You don't have that with the MCDU. So we're going to hit execute, and now that information should be stored. Next thing we're going to do is we got to make sure that our flight plan is all in here. So next thing, I'm going back to our checklist. Right, so the route. We're going to do the route information. So now we're going to go to departure arrival. That's this button right here, and I love that this all works just so fluently with the 737. LSK for the departure. Departure. Somebody type in exclamation FP. Oh, somebody already did. Thank you, Typhoon. So our departure is runway 9 and Gumby 3. So we're going to hit RSK 3, and then we're going to do next page to find Gumby 3, and that's LSK 2. That's programmed in, and let's see, and our departure, so we got LCH, LSK3. Now we got all that selected. We got to hit our execute button again. Bam. That's now stored. We're going to go back to departure arrival. Hit that button. Atlanta. RSK2. All right, and we're landing on runway 8 left. We're going to choose the ILS. It's going to be RSK1. You can see it says select there once we hit that. We also have an arrival, our standard arrival, or our star, which is Gandalf 2. Love that name, by the way. Gandalf 2, which is LSK3. Gandalf 2, and actually the transition is Shire. Don't you love this? The Shire, Gandalf. Anybody get the reference? Okay, we're going to go next page. The Shire. That's going to be LSK5. Programmed in. Light is green. And actually, we're actually going to be, I think we're doing, are we doing Larry? I think we're doing Larry. Let me check. Yes, we are doing Larry friends for our transition for the approach on our ILS approach. So Larry, that's RSK4. Program, last thing we got to do is execute. And then we can go to legs. Got a legs button here. Now what are we going to do? We're going to get rid of anything that says vector. Now if you're doing flights that are with like either simulated air traffic control, or I know some of you like doing the various ATC stuff that's out there. There's a bunch of options. Even the AI stuff is pretty cool. You would actually leave vector in there, right? But when you're not doing ATC operations, you're not following along with VATSIM or any of the others, Pilot Edge, all those ATC or the virtual stuff. Just if you want your aircraft to just go to where it needs to go, take the vector out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to override it with our Dawson. That's LSK3 and over top of LSK2. So all we're going to do is we're going to punch in LSK3 3, it's going to put Dawson in the scratch pad down below, and then we're going to hit LSK2. Then you're going to hit execute, and that's going to take that out. Now we can just go to the next page. We're looking for any discontinuities now. And there's another vector, so we got to get rid of that. Now notice that's right at the bottom of the page. So you're going to hit the next page button. We're going to get Larry in here. Get Larry in your scratch pad. Then we're going to go previous page. And then we're going to overwrite vector, that LSK5 where it says vector. We're going to overwrite that with Larry. So we're just going to tap LSK5. Easy as that. Hit your execute. Now we got rid of that vector. Still looking for any discontinuities. There's runway 8, and we're looking fantastic. Last thing we're going to do is now we're going to switch back over to the PAP 3. So I've got my buttons programmed so we can switch back and forth. So now we're going to switch to the PAP 3. And again, our unit here. By the way, this has a right and left for your additional controls, and I don't have those yet. WinWing hasn't released that yet, but I'm sure those are coming soon. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run through a virtual route here. And actually, that's not on here. We got to get the additional unit. So that's going to be this here. So it's like the EFIS, left and right, but we don't have that here because you can see a course and then it ends. But they're going to add on these modules, and those will be available. So, but anyway, we're going to go up here. I like to go to 10, and then we're going to go to plan. And so we're going to run through this. And so we can do that with our FCU, or I mean our PAP, PFP rather. So let's take a look at that. We're just going to go ahead and step through this. So we're going to hit RSK as we step through it. And what we're looking is our MFD there just to see if we have any weird junk going on that would throw us off when we're on approach. So I like to refer to this as virtually flying, even though we're virtually flying, but like virtually flying the route in our cockpit. And that looks good. What do y'all think? Look good? You guys got to give me a break, Maple and Vruden, because I want to show. That's why we're here, to highlight this stuff, right? Okay, so we got that set, and we're good to go. So now we can go back and just go to map, and we're going to leave that at 10. So that all looks good. We're not done yet, though, friends, because we still got the initialization stage to do. So we got to go to performance initialization. We're almost there. So we're going to go to initialization reference. And now we're going to import. So we're going to hit RSK5. Actually, I should be going back down. Do this. Back down here so you can all see this. So we're going to go RSK5 to performance initialization request. It's going to crash again. God, I hope not. Tashi, did yours crash? Oh, don't say it's so. So we got to wait for this to come in. Once that execute button lights up, we can execute that and get all our init stuff in. All right. And we're going to load it. LSK6, execute. Beautiful thing, and it's at flight level 370. We're actually going to change that because we're going to fly at 350, so we just simply type that in a scratch pad and hit RSK1. Then execute. That's all programmed in there. So now we got 35,000 feet. Now I'm going to go back over here. And let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we're going to set this right now to 35,000 feet. So for the first time, now you notice this is going by 100 feet. But if you, just like in the real aircraft, if you start doing it faster, kind of like you have some of you that have the Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant, you can do it a little bit faster and it'll speed up like it's doing there, which is nice. And then you just slow that rotary. All tactile feedback. I'm going to talk about all the functions of this once we get in the air because we need to get in the air. Or it's going to be like 2 hours and we're not even up in the air because I talk too much. I get it. So we got that set, and then the next thing we need to do is we can't forget to go up here and set this to 35,000 feet. Anybody know the altitude of, or the field elevation for Atlanta? I can look it up here. Just to happen if anyone knows, because I like to set both of those at the same time. (1,026 feet). So what we're going to do, thank you, Maple. 1,026 feet. So we'll just say 1,050. Since we're at 26, we'll round up. So we get those set. All right, next thing. All right. looks good. Okay, let's go back down to our PFP. That's okay. Unable to do 250 knots. Let's keep that in mind when we go to Gandalf when we're on approach. Next thing, we need to go to the next page. N1 limits. RSK6. Take off and select. I think we'll be fine. Let's change that up. Let's do takeoff 2. That's just going to be a different performance thing, and climb 1. Get those selected. Next thing we're going to do is do takeoff, and we're going to do flaps 5. Center of gravity is going to auto compute. We're going to hit it twice. Get that in. Our trim is 513, so we need to set that. So let's set our trim 513. Qantas Sim Pilot, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to the live stream, my friend. All right, so we got that set. We'll go back up here. So we got our trim set. And then we're just going to go through it, V1, VR, and V2. V2 is a 147, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and, I never turned the sorry. I meant to turn that off. Okay, so we're going to go over here, and indicated airspeed needs to be at 147, because that's V2. So we're just going to do the rotary dial there. Beautiful. Last but not least, we're going to go back over to our PFP. I always want to call it a MIGDU, because I'm just like used to like looking at this little panel and being like, oh, it's a MIGDU, but it's not. It's the PFP. So once we got there, now we're going to go to destination, DES button. And then we're going to request the forecast by hitting LSK 6 twice. So we can import that information, and then we'll be ready to start the APU and listen to the beautiful sounds from Boris Audio Works. And it is a gem. Let's load that. Got to wait for it a little bit. Once we load it, we're going to execute. And now you can see our winds aloft are all set. Ready to go. Back to legs, and now we can continue on with our plan. Okay. Thanks for your patience, friends. We're getting through this. Performance initialization route and everything. So we're ready. Let's listen to the sounds here. We're going to turn on our pump 1, forward pump 1, and let's turn on our APU and listen to the sounds. Ready? Here we go. Love these sounds. Yeah, I think this is only like $8 add-on. I think it's 8. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But if you have PMDG and you want some really great immersive sounds, I cannot promote and suggest the Boris Audio Works sound pack for the and it works for all your PMDG planes that are 7.3s. Listen to that sound. She starts up here, and we can go to the cabin, so you can hear that. There's TJ. Get a screenshot of that with TJ over there. It's 9:43. Thanks, Maple, for checking that. So it's a little more than I thought. A couple bucks, a buck and a half more. Not too bad though. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do our APU gen. You're gonna hear that flip over. Once that's done, we can go up here and go APU gen up here. And then we can turn on our APU bleed. And we're going to hear the fans, the air kick in. And we're going to disengage the master caution. Master blaster. That's off. All right. Almost there to start these engines. How about it, friends? Can't wait, right? We've been waiting. Altimeter we're going to set. So I'm just going to hit B on the keyboard here. We're at altimeter of 2967. So everybody get yours that are flying, 2967. If you're doing we're doing real weather, by the way. Altimeter set, we already have the initial altitude. Again, if we want to check our PAP 3, it is right here. We've got our initial altitude. I just went ahead and set it to our flight level that we're flying tonight. That's 350. Our initial altitude set. Heading runway, so we are taking off a runway 9. So heading, we're going to switch this to 90. So that's set. Perfect. Next thing we're going to do is set our elevator trim's done. Our indicated airspeed, we already got the V2. We got to put the damper to on. So we're going to just jump up top here and click this button. So we're going to look for that light to go out, yaw damper to go out. Fuel pumps all to on now, so we're going to go ahead and turn on the rest of the fuel pumps. These lights need to go out. If the lights don't go out, we have problems. So we're just going to make sure those go out, and they do. Window heat, we're going to turn on. We're going to go ahead. We do have some bad weather, so we're going to go ahead and get the window heat on. These should light up green. Those should illuminate green. And all four, as we can see right there, they all light up. Good deal. Wing and engine anti-ice is required. We'll leave those off for now. Hydraulic pumps, we're going to go ahead and turn these middle ones. And these lights should go off. The ones on the outside are okay because those run off the engine. The center ones run off electric. We got the electric connected. That's why those go off. Our engines aren't running yet, so that's why that low pressure signs are on for that. That's normal. Okay, flight altitude is already set. Landing altitude we already set. Flight directors, let's get back to this. Here's another thing I love about the FCU, friends. These metal what do you call it? Switches? That's the word I'm looking for. These metal switches. You see that? That's full metal. And there's tactile feedback with these, and these click. I don't know if you'll hear it. Yeah, you could probably hear that. And then another one here, our first officer. I'm going to click those. Going to talk about the disengage as well. We have the auto throttle. Old golfer asked earlier, do I have the magnetic version? There's a magnetic version of this, but they do. WinWing does sell the magnetic component for this switch separately. I believe it's $58. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of one of those and do a video on how you swap these out. It looks really easy, but this is not the magnetic version. Bats, you asked earlier. Okay, not OG. I'm sorry, Bats. I didn't give credit where credit's due. My bad, Bats. But Bats, yeah, thank you for the question. But I will, yeah, I'm hoping I can get the magnetic switch and get it and do a video on how to swap it in. It looks pretty damn easy. There's a little cable in the back, and it kind of looks like, remember your old remember when we all had some of you don't remember this, like Maple, but y'all remember the old cordless phones? I'm not talking cell phones. I'm talking cordless phones when you had to swap the batteries out, and there was a little white prong that you plugged in. It looks similar to that. So there's a little wire interface there, but we'll have to do something with that, maybe if we get it. Or I'll just buy it, whatever. Okay, so we've got that all set. Let's go over here now, and I didn't do this earlier, but we can still look at this, and we'll go ahead and do runway is 9. Has the elevation. We're going to say import from aircraft because we already have this. We're going to import our weather. And so you can actually say calculate, and then it would show all this. So those of you that don't have the PAP 3 and stuff, you can then pull this stuff in and see it there too, but it's already there. Landing dispatch we won't worry about right now, but I do want to get back to our electronic flight bag and home. Actually, that wasn't where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to ground operations, so that's ready to go. Okay. So we are almost ready. I know I keep saying that, but we are. Landing altitude, flight directors, LNAV and VNAV. I'll get to the LNAV and VNAV once we get to the runway, and we'll get that set. Auto brake to RTO. So that is right here. RTO. Still on the ground, Typhoon. We're about ready to push back. All right. Everybody took off. That's fine. Auto brake is RTO. Ground connections. Now we can go ahead and remove all the ground connections. So we'll go down here. Let's go ahead and release the ground power. That can be taken off. And we'll go ahead and remove the chocks while we're at it. I should have set the brake for... Actually, we already have the ground brake set. Good. Oh, God. I hope we can get the brake turned off because I forgot to... Oh, you know what? One thing I think I forgot to do. I did. Here. Hopefully this won't be screwed up because I've seen this screw up before when you launch Pmdg and you don't have the right one set. So hopefully we're all right here. Meant to do this earlier. Wait, what? Why is this just freaking out on me there for a minute? DC6. There we go. Pmdg 7.3. Meant to do that earlier. Sorry. Okay. Got that set. Oh, please, God, let the brakes really... Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. All right, we're ready. We're ready, Vruden. Don't you worry, son. Okay, so auto brake, RTO, ground connections removed. Parking brake is set. Chocks are removed. Packs can come off. Anti-collision light. We are ready for pushback. Let's go ahead and turn the packs off. Actually, they're already off. I never turned that. Oh, that's why we didn't hear the air. I forgot to turn those on. Okay. Anti-collision. I skipped that step. All right. Parking brake, anti-collision light on, and request pushback, so we're good. All right, so we're going to just go ahead and do the pushback start. Unfortunately, we still have to do that here. So I can clear that out. We're going to go ahead and request pushback, which we can do, by the way, with the panel. We go to menu, FS actions, pushback. Let's get our tuck there, and let's go ahead and start.
Below.
Oh, that's a new one.
Go ahead.
Beacons on. Brakes released. Clear to push straight out.
We have 8 beers left.
Copy that. Clear to straight back. Release the parking brakes, please.
Okay, parking brakes released. All right, here we go.
Brakes released.
I do love the fact when in the PMDG versus the Phoenix that they'll actually stop with the pushback, so you don't have to worry about actually telling them to stop. So here we go. And TJ Turner's pushing back. All right, let's go ahead and turn off our packs. And let's go ground on the right. Listen to the beautiful sounds. Hopefully you all can hear the beautiful sounds. The Boris Audio Works. Now we got to go down here and actually give it some juice. 23, we're good. We're going to do fuel. I do like the HyperX. I know I've talked about it before, but I love the HyperX. There's a lot of good bass. By the way, I think these are still on sale at Walmart. They don't have many left, so if you want to get them, I'd get them now because they don't make them anymore. This is a HyperX Cloud 2. I got the 3, and let me tell you, it freaking sucked. I sent it back, and I was fortunate to find the 2 and picked it up from Walmart on sale. All right,
You guys can set the brakes.
all right, brakes coming on.
Okay, the brake's set. Thanks for the good push. We'll see ya.
Yeah, you got it. No problem. We're disconnecting the tow bar now. Stand by, guys. Okay, tow bar is disconnected. We're disconnecting the interphone right now. Pin's gonna be on the right-hand side, guys. Take care. We'll see you.
TNT's already at STD. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and turn the left engine on. All right, going down here, and let's go ahead and get the fuel on. Go. Didn't mention this earlier. We are using the Thrustmaster. I do like it, the TCA Boeing yoke. Like it a lot. That WINWING Boeing yoke, you all looked at that. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Aren't the sounds incredible? 777, I agree. Love the sounds. 9, what did Maple? You looked it up. It was like $9.50. I cannot, suggest this add-on if you have the PMDG 7.3. This sound pack, $9.43. Yeah, you save a whole 7 cents. Since I said $9.50. Thanks, Maple. All right, we should be getting to continuous there, so we'll go continuous. Let's go ahead and switch this over to the generator on the engines. Now you can see that the lights went out, so we got the generator working for the hydraulics there. We're gonna go up here and go Gen 1. And now that that's done, we'll go ahead and I'm a stickler for a checklist. Sorry. All right, so generator switched on, AC voltmeter Gen 1, APU can come off. Go ahead and turn that APU, but we don't need that anymore. APU bleed can come off. You can go ahead and put the packs back to auto. So you're going to get some air back there, friends. Probe heat. Release the probes. Release the probes. Those lights come out. That's looking good. Engine anti-ice is required. Flaps set. And we're going to go with the ProDesk. You're not seeing this right now because I'm going to leave this on the PFP. But I'm going to go ahead and set my flaps to 5. So remember, we had that set for 5, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I do like the ProDesk add-on stuff, though. It's all Flutsima, matey! Shane, how's it going? Says, hello, everyone. Is this the first pushback? It is, my friend. I've been taking extra time going through the PAP 3, as we got right there, Shane. And I think you have one on the way as well. Maybe you arrived today. And then we're checking out the PFP as well. And I already mentioned your products, buddy. I already mentioned if you don't want to switch between the MCDU and the PFP or the other ones, you've got a great Flight Sim Mods has a great product out there, and we linked it. And thank you, Bats, for dropping that in. He did that earlier for you, Shane. I asked him to drop it in, and boy, he was already on it. Okay, let's go ahead, and we got continuous there. I'm going to go back through the checklist. Most of you probably have already arrived at Atlanta, as long as I've taken on this one. Took a little extra time. Hey, it's okay. It's all right. We're going to get there, friends. Flaps are set, taxi lights on, runway turn off lights. We're going to go ahead and turn those on because it is dark, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Taxi lights coming on, and we are ready to rumble, friends, I think. Yeah, taxi time. Taxi time! Shane says, now they attempted to deliver yesterday, but Mrs. Oz is having surgery. So, yeah, and they're making a sign for it. I just happened when they dropped these off to me 2 days ago. They had me sign for it. They've dropped stuff off before where I haven't had to sign. I had to sign for it. So fortunately, I was working from home at the time they dropped them off, and I heard the doorbell ring, and I ran up, and the FedEx guy was already leaving, and I'm like, hey, and he's like, oh, hello. He's like, yeah, you got to sign for it. Fortunately, I was here. Otherwise, we wouldn't be enjoying this right now. We would enjoy it later, but not right now. But, well, are you going to get them tomorrow? So I assume you're going to get them tomorrow then, or the PAP 3. All right, and we're gonna taxi all the way over. We're gonna have to go NK over to Symphonic. Isn't that awesome? Houston has its own Symphonic taxiway. So let's go to the left and then to the right. Okay, so here we go. We are using the Track R5. Yeah, I can see everybody's up in the air already. TJ waited for me at least. I think. I don't know, maybe TJ's like, screw it. Symphonic's taking too long. I'm waiting for it now. Oh, awesome. Yeah, because it's morning. No. Yeah, it's morning for you, right? Yeah. You're halfway around the world, mate. Well, it's good to have you here along with the others, Shane. Good to see you, brother. All right, let's go ahead and get ourselves oriented. So we're just going to go around to 9 because we're going to do this official. Plus, I just want to make y'all wait longer. No, I'm sorry. That was really bad. Who's so loud back there? Hey, we got Marion Harris, Chip a Sneeze. Dropping in the $2.40 dono. Marion, thank you so much for that. Marion, I appreciate it, my friends. Let's hear the bot call it out. She's going to talk, I think.
Chipper Sneeze 24 made every live stream for 3 years straight smile.
Whoa, are you kidding me? 3 years? Every stream? Oh, you've got Aces Long Beat then, man. Congratulations. Congratulations, Chipper Sneeze. Thank you for the continued support, first and foremost. And thank you so much for that $2.40. But, dude, most importantly, thank you for your continued support to the channel, to me, and to each other that are in here. I know you've helped others in Discord multiple times. And your presence, I cannot believe that. You haven't missed a single stream for 3 years. Let's drop in some love in chat, friends. If you're a member, give Chipper Sneeze some blue skies, some orange whips, and if you're not, just drop some regular oranges in there. But that's to you, Chippa. 3 years. Wow. And I'm going off the taxi line. And have never missed a stream. And you're right. I don't think you ever have. Fruden, how do I want to be married to a Symphonic for 2 years? I know, right? Thanks again, Chipper. Appreciate it, brother. Shane, we are checking out the FS Dream Team scenery. I do like it for Houston. Very nice scenery. I'm a big fan. I probably should have just taken off from freaking runway 8 right. Wow, we're already over an hour. Well, we actually didn't start the stream right away because we did the little trailer thing, but Yeah, we're already hour into it. Wow. Sorry. But at least we got the stuff highlighted for the WinWing stuff, for those that care. I know many of you do care. I care. Yeah, they already left, Rudin. That's taking too long. Although I do think I still have... yeah, look at TNT and N911. I don't know if Juan's with us, but TJ Turner... I'm sorry, I said TNT. No, TJ Turner and N911 waited for me because, you know... I think they would have felt bad if I was by myself, right? They just feel bad. And I'm just going to say that my moderators that are already took off, they're just getting over there so they can do the landing challenge and keep things going. But see, I'll make sure that I highlight TJ Turner and N911 and anyone else that comes in after me. So you'll get highlighted. Big Steve was in the house and Chipper Sneeze. I'll make sure you guys get highlighted at the end of the stream because you waited. But maybe Practice or maybe Bats or somebody will help. Bats has been really good. So has Silver. Been really good about watching the landing challenge. Help me out with that. Which I know we still have to do. What would you all think about if we did? So, you know, we still have... I told Mrs. Symphonic this, by the way, this morning. I go, I still have to do the giveaway for who won the landing challenge last year. And she looked at me and she's like, with her mouth open, gaping open, she's like, Darren, it's April. I go, I know, I've been horrible. I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. But there was actually a suggestion by one of my moderators. I won't say who it was because if you all hate the idea, I don't want you to, like, you know, be like, oh, well, I'm not going to listen to that moderator ever again. But threw out something, I know, embarrassing, right, Maple? Threw out a thought. I'm going to hit Pmdg or whatever. We're going to go right through each other here. Actually, I'm going to turn. I'll let him go by. I want to play, like, realistically here. I'm going to hit his wing, okay? He's going to hit my wing. But anyway, so I want to know what you all think, and I might do a poll, but what one of my moderators suggests is, like, hey, for the last year, instead of just having it be the person that won the most landing challenges, why don't we do a raffle for, like, the top 5 or the top 3? What do you all think about that? And so, and then I'm also going to consider, pending how it goes with the web, which I will keep the WinWing product, but I also am thinking about doing a giveaway for the CockpitMaster. That's a $600 hardware piece. So I'm thinking about potentially doing a giveaway for that. To, like, you all deserve it, right? So share the love, so to speak. I do need to do a full review of it just to be, you know, I mean, come on, cockpit. I said cockpister. That didn't sound good. Cogmaster. Oh my God, just cut me off now, Vruden. Holy shnikes. Owls, how's it going? But CockpitMaster did send me their $600 MCP for the 737, which works with the PMDG. So I got to do a full review, and I got to figure something special out, because if I'm going to give it away, it's going to have to be something that's, like, fair and good, right? So, but I'll have to look at that. Plus, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for the Thrustmaster T1600M, because I've got the Ursa Minor. So let's just face it, I might as well give that away to somebody so they have it. And it's actually really good. It has the same sensors that the Warthog. Some of you, I know, I think you have the Warthog Practice. So I have some giveaways to definitely be doing here, and be better about that. And so, anyways, but if I do the giveaway, what do you all think about that? If I do a giveaway for the $600 CockpitMaster MCP, that'd be a pretty amazing giveaway, right? Chipper Sneeze, thank you for sticking around here. So I think we're at 9 now. There is no Xbox-friendly prize for that, right? That's right. Okay, we're going to hold up short here, and let's see. Let's do a parking brake. And Silver Killer says, hell yeah. Okay, let me go through the rest of the checklist. Let's get up in the air, because I already have to tinkle. It's time to tinkle. Okay, so rest of the checklist, we have taxied. We are holding short. We've gotten clearance from the tower to take off from runway 9. departure, and we're going to do the auto throttled arm. So I want to talk about this really quick. So we were talking about, Bats asked about the magnetic version. So in the real aircraft, you have a magnetic version. So actually what happens is, I'm going to show you, let me get the thing up here. So in this FCU, can everybody see that, the auto throttle? So this is all metal right here. Right here is the auto throttle. So if I go up, I'm going to push this up. You're going to see something. It's going to light up, but that's going to drop down. Why does it drop down? Because I don't have the magnetic version. I'm going to see about getting the magnetic version. If you have the magnetic version, it should stay stuck up top. And what it does is it'll, when auto throttle actually releases, it'll drop down automatically. This is something that I think is actually, at first I thought, is there something wrong with this because it dropped down? No, it's actually by design to drop down like that, because in the 737, when you power off, the auto throttle should automatically disengage, and if that switch was remaining up, it'd keep your auto throttle on. So I wanted to point that out. So we got the auto throttle on. Does that make sense? Typhoon, I am 1 hour and 27 minutes out. Nice. Let's see here. So we got that set. Before the auto throttle, landing lights on, runway taxi lights on. So let's go up here. I got to turn the PAP 3 off, but let's go ahead and get the lights on. Taxi light off. Wing light can come on. Let's go ahead and strobe and steady. And we should have everything on there. So we should have lights, and we do have lights, friends. The lights are abound. Lights are set, and last thing, seems like I'm taking a lot longer than I normally do with this. I don't know what's with me, but anyway, we're almost there. Position lights are strobe and steady. Transponder TARA, TFC. Let's go down here. TARA is right here. And then we're going to go ahead and get the chronometer set. So we want to hit the button here, right here, to make sure that's going. And finally, we are ready. Ready for toga. 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 All right. We are ready. All right, friends, here we go. Oh, look at that crosswind. Did the winds change? Are you want to take off before me, Chipper Sneeze, or are you okay with me going? Because you're already lined up. But if you let me go first, I can get you when you're landing. I love that livery. Chipper knows I love that American Airlines livery. I'm going to go ahead and take off here, Chipper. If you want to take off and go through me, that's fine, man. All right. Look at that crosswind. Holy crap, we're going to have to add right aileron here. All right, here we go. 40%. Release parking brake and toga. Oh, auto throttle disengaged. Here we go. Toga. So what that would have done is that switch would have automatically come down if I had the magnetic version. So I'm gonna have to see if I can get a hold of that. Adding some right aileron, left rudder. Keep my nose down.
80 knots.
80 knots. Gonna release that forward pressure on the yoke. Keep that nose straight. Symphonetic. Rotate. Just noticed my LEDs aren't working on the Bravo. Pause the right gear up. She's windy, by the way. Let's zoom out to 20. Outer marker there is all that is. I'm going to do the FCU again because we're going to get the autopilot on. I forgot to hit the LNAV and VNAV, so let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to hit command. There we go. VNAV didn't set. I'm going to watch the flaps. So VNAV, all our lights are on there, so that's good. Harry says the lights on my Bravo has also stopped working while on the PMDGs as of late, but they work any other. Oh, really? That's good to know, Harry. Harry, how you doing? Let's all welcome Harry in here. ISU fan for life. All right, let's go ahead and take the flaps out. And by the way, I'm using the ProDeskSim add-on for the Bravo, which I love dearly. And let me show you those really quick. We go back to legs here first. Here's the right there. So that's the ProDeskSim add-on. So I don't know, Shane. I don't know if Flight Sim Mods is ever going to do the commercial stuff, but there is the PFP that we're highlighting tonight, along with the PAP 3, and you can still see them right below, right there. And I probably don't need the rudder pedal anymore. I'm going to leave this one on, though, just because I'll be talking about it again here soon. Friends, again, thanks. We got 35 in here. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining. Give yourself a hand. Moderators, give them, and others in chat, give each other a hand. You got to throw that in there every once in a while, like the actual physical act, not just the virtual act. So I simply hit a button on my desk, my stream deck, and then have the clapping done for me. Oz Flight Simmer says, for sure, it's on the list, but we have so many projects on the go, we will get there. Awesome, man. Oh, looking forward to that. That is awesome. And do check out Flight Sim Mods. By the way, if you use the link that we have in chat, you will get 12% off of Flight Sim Mod products. If you're interested in the ProDeskSim add-on that I'm using today for the Boeing until Flight Sim Mods gets their shit together, I kid. I know you have a lot of projects, but you can save. I think I've got that at 15% savings there. So until Flight Sim Mods has the commercial products, do check those out too. All right, we just broke through the clouds, so that's good to see. But yeah, Flight Sim Mods, I love your stuff. What I like about the stuff you have, Shane, that Flight Sim Mods has is, like I was talking earlier, being able to, I'll just say, you can use this term, by the way. You can hot swap your panels out, in and out. Yeah, you can take that one, Shane. That's a freebie to you. Hot swappable panel holder, or whatever you want to call it. What do you call it, Shane? That's awesome. Oh, this Flight Simmer's giving me grief as usual. No free stuff for you. That's awesome. I do want to say thanks to Flight Sim Mods for sending that stuff too, so we can check it out. I definitely want to check out the hot swappable panel. And you actually got a Flight Sim Mods has a, thank you by the way, Bats. Flight Sim Mods has the storage container, right? But you can have multiple. Does it hold just 2, or can you do more than 2? And if you don't have more than 2, you should build another one so you can have like up to 3 or 4. You didn't even let us see the gear retract for 5 seconds. Didn't I? I showed the gear retracting, Vruden. I showed that. I did. You didn't see it? Go back and look. I did show the gear. Well, no, I didn't do the whole gear, did I? I went back inside. You're right. I'm such a heel. I'm such a heel, Vruden. I don't know what to say, man. I'll make sure. Well, I got to turn that down because that's just so damn loud. We'll do some more out. How about this, Vruden? Since I missed that, I'll do more outside shots just for you, brother, because you're big on that. Look at these LED lights. Oh, they look like LED. I don't know if they're probably not actually LED. Well, maybe they are. Gotta get some screenshots now. It's a photo opportunity. What the hell's going on? Why is my paint not... Why am I not getting my screenshot? Hold on. There we go. I think I missed the first one. Thank you, Vruden. Vruden says, I'm just trying to help you out. Thought you would actually get the hang of it, but I was wrong. Oh, yeah, landing lights, we can go out and off now. Thank you, Bats. We're above 10,000. We'll go ahead and turn those off. Runway turn-off lights can come off. Wing lights can come off. And wheel well lights can come off. There we go. Man, what a sexy plane. Still just love this plane. Pretty nice livery, too, wouldn't you say, guys? Gals? Guys and gals? See if my... Why is that not... For some reason it's not launching. Ah, you gotta check that out. Just look at that wing, that's right. Look at the shape of that wing, Gruden. Love the shape of that wing. Look at that cloud cover. Actually, we would be having a lot of storms because obviously, hey, we might run into some bad weather. Let's check the weather. If we go to, I got parallel 42 flow pro. So if we go METAR search, let's check the weather here. All right, Atlanta. Atlanta looks like it's 140, 6 knots. It's fine. 10 statute miles of visibility, which is good. Few clouds at 6,500. That'd be from the ground. We got scattered clouds at 8,000. Broken at 25,000. That's why we broke out. Okay, that's good. 3006. Everybody notice I'm wearing my 737 shirt? We're going to say it's a 737. I got a new shirt that's a red shirt with the Airbus A320, but I might send it back because I like the graphic more than like it's an actual photo of an A320 on it. And I'm like, that actually kind of looks cheesy. It looked good like when it was on Amazon when I got it, but then I was like, oh, well, look at that. Hey, friends, we have Winwing with us tonight. Winwing, how's it going? Says, good evening, sir. How's the flight with the PAP 3? It is awesome blossom, my friend. It is awesome. It's right here. Been highlighting it all night. Actually, I've taken extra time because I've been highlighting it, Winwing. But we love it. Actually, I was just talking to the crew here, talking about the Autopilot, that there's a magnetic... I got to turn this music down now. Friends, say hello to Winwing. How nice is that? I didn't even know that they were going to be here. Every once in a while, they'll pop in and surprise us. But in any case, Winwing, I was talking about, you have a magnetic switch version. I think it's $58 US. And I was showing that it's normal operation. When you push it up, it comes back down. It doesn't stay up. For the non-magnetic version, you got the switch. I hope I can get the switch from you guys, because what I'll do is I'll do a video on how easy it is to replace it. And you guys have a video already on it. It looks like super simple. Or I'll buy it, whatever. You guys have been sending me free gear left and right. But anyway, we did talk about that, and that's really cool. The fact that you can have it magnetically stay in the up position unless you throttle back, and then it'll pop down. I love it. I haven't even gotten a chance to talk about the Autopilot disengage bar, which is a nice touch as well. All the tactile feedback. You came at a good time because I was going to go over a lot of the highlighted features of this product. Not only are we checking out the PAP 3, but we're also checking out, you guys sent me, as you know, the PFP 3N, and I have the MCDU from you guys. Been highlighting that. I love this. I love the fact now I can use this, and talked about the fact that you guys include the mounting bracket with the unit is a nice added touch. I do have the additional desktop mount from you guys that I have on my MCDU, but love this PFP as well. All the tactile functions, the keys feel nice. They're supposed to hold up for long use. I don't quite get how you all. I don't think we get how you all can continue to release these awesome products and at the price points that you have. But appreciate you being here. Glad to see you enjoying these. I know there's so many people that are waiting that I've even talked tonight. They're waiting. We've got people that have already pre-ordered the PAP 3. We have Oz Flight Simmer in here as well. Jumped in, and it looks like he's getting the PAP 3. Was going to be delivered today to him. I'm sure he'll be doing a video on it, and so he's getting it today. Yesterday when they went to deliver it, they weren't there to sign for it. So, but it was good to see Oz Flight Simmer in here as well. But yeah, everybody's waiting for it. Yeah, everybody's loving it. I mean, for the price point of what is it, 158, 157 something, amazing for in U.S. of course, but amazing. Oh, just love it. Love all the stuff. Love all the stuff. WinWing, all of that stuff is looking good. And more cool stuff coming. All right, we are above standard pressure. So is TNT still here? TNT, I don't know if I can do this with WinWing here. Of course I can. All right, we went above flight level 180. And so we're above 18,000, and I am a child. So testing 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Testing 1, 2, 3. We got to hit STD. STD, syphilis. 1, 2, 3, syphilis. No, STD. No, that stands for standard pressure, by the way. Shane, we know this. Stands for standard pressure. Good. Can't take you all anywhere. Can't take you all. Anyway, we're going to hit the standard pressure. And so we're going to be at standard pressure, which is, of course, in the U.S. Is 29 or, well, anywhere, is 29 or 9 or 2, but we do it in the U.S. at flight level 180. So we've got that set, flight level 180. I know you all like me to do that, so why not? Can't break the rhythm, right, old golfer? Old Golfer 67 says, WinWing, the A320 series, has trim wheels on both left and right side of the throttle body. Nice. Boy. Let's see here. What was Flight Services? Yeah, bloody FedEx didn't leave it. Yeah. Actually, since WinWing's here, it looks like WinWing, are you guys requiring, maybe it's at a certain price point, but it is requiring for at least the PAP 3, because I know you guys delivered stuff and with Shane, Flight Simmer, the same are requiring a signature for when it's delivered. So something to be aware of. So I don't know if that's on all the products now from WinWing. Can understand it, right? Because people steal stuff, unfortunately. So I don't blame you all if you have to sign for it. But so didn't know if that was something new or if you can comment on that. But I get it. I think we all get it. Just something to be aware of, because you want to be there for FedEx to deliver it. So it's a good excuse, friends. If you can work from home, tell your boss, I got to be home because I got WinWing gear. Does that work? I don't know if that works. Anyway, let's talk about the WinWing product a little bit more. So I want to start with the, since we're up in the air finally and we're climbing to cruise, and then we'll take a bio break. Let's start with the, highlight a few things here to talk about on the FCU that I was planning on doing anyway. Not just because WinWing's here, because I didn't know they were going to come, so it's awesome to see them here. One thing I love about this is this, and I'm going to do a full video on the unboxing setup. I already took video of it. Just need to edit and put it together. But anyway, since you're all here in the live stream, we're talking about the WinWing stuff. And, of course, this PAP 3 unit. We already talked about the auto throttle, so we don't need to cover that. But this is 1-to-1 ratio, just like their stuff with the FCU and the EFIS we've been talking about with the left and right units. This is a 1-to-1 ratio. So what you see here is what you would actually be the same size with the rotary knobs and the buttons and the actual unit. That all is a 1-to-1 model, which is fantastic. I think that's awesome. It adds to the immersion, and you can basically build an actual cockpit using this stuff, which is cool because it does mount. There are different mounting options for it. I've used the included mounting options. WinWing, you're really making me want to talk to Mrs. Symphonic and have her okay me building an actual custom full-size cockpit. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. I need to get the WAF, which, of course, is a wife approval factor. That's a hard one to get for a lot of us that like doing simming, and our wives just don't understand. Some wives do. It's got 17 push-button switches. So, and the travel of that's 3 millimeters. And I think that's probably accurate for the real thing, because WinWing does such a good job. The other thing, I don't know if I mentioned this enough. WinWing products like Tony, when we met with Tony and I interviewed him during the last Flight Sim Expo, and I'm hoping I can meet you all, WinWing, at this next Flight Sim Expo. I will, because I'll be there with a lot of us. We'll be there. But they're designed by real pilots. Like Tony, when I interviewed him, he's a real-life pilot. He flies commercial. He flies the 737, 757, I believe the 777. Fully rated on those. So, and a lot of you at WinWing are professional pilots, which is awesome. Bring her into the flight sim world, absolutely. Exactly, WinWing. But yeah, so we are. So that's another cool thing about WinWing is that they're actually designed and put together by real commercial pilots. I don't know, WinWing, if you have like fighter pilots, because we have Practice in here. He loves the DCS stuff, and he should definitely check out. He probably already has checked out your DCS stuff, but. You guys do a lot of DCS stuff too, so I don't know if there's any military pilots that are there, but all awesome stuff. 5 rotary knobs, rotation angle of 360 degrees without detents. And we were doing that when we were setting, of course, the heading, the IAS, or indicated airspeed, and then also the altitude. You all got a chance to see that. So all that. We also have the vertical speed knob. I'm not going to use that today because we're doing the full autopilot, but that has all the tactile feedback and all the clicks and the sounds. Again, I'm going to have a full video on it. I already recorded the sounds, and they just sound amazing. So it's got that built in. This is kind of a neat thing. You can't see it because it's so... Well, yeah, you can see it. It's actually a native anti-glare shield. And so, you know, like if you're putting your hand on top of this and you're running these rotaries, this is actually modeled after the actual aircraft in the 737, which is pretty sweet. My camera just fell down a little bit there, so let me put that back up. So it's got that. It also has, we already talked about the auto throttle switch, the realistic disengage button here with the auto connect, or the autopilot. Amazing. We're going to use that later on. The other thing that I love about this is with their mount. I want to say this, WinWing, because we did have another unit sent, and what I love about it was the MCP, but I like, honestly, I'm not just saying this because you guys are sending me stuff because I got free stuff in the others. I do like this version so far that I've been using better. One of the things is like with the mounting, you have the disengage switch, and so you can drop that down. And with your mount, you all thought of this. It actually clears. The other unit I have, it like sits flat. I mean, I'm sure it's to be designed, but you guys include the mounting bracket, so actually it clears it. So you thought about that, tested it, which I love. Yeah, Osflight Simmer says, Symphonetic, yeah, you can't use the PAP 3 unless you rest your hand on the dash. Absolutely. I love it. So that realistic disengage autopilot switch is really nice. Talked about the realistic tactile feedback. We talked about the vertical thumb wheel. This actually has dual color button backlight, and so it's consistent with the in-game and real-world lighting feedback. I showed WinWing. I showed earlier in the stream that when you do the virtual cockpit, adjust the dimming and the lights in that, it actually reflects in here as well when you're doing the panel lighting. So that's, again, awesome. Independent modules with different functions, customizable and combining. We talked about that. We're kind of like the EFIS. There'll be modules that'll be added to this, so you can add to it. Again, the desktop mounting we talked about. They actually have full desktop mounting, too, if you don't want to use included brackets. They have options for that. SimApp Pro plug and play. No manual setting required. It's just true. However, you want to make sure you're using the, I think it's 1.46.0 for it to work with your PMDG 737. Because when I started off, I plugged it in. PFP worked, but this didn't work. And I'm like, you know what? I bet it's the version. And actually, I mentioned this to WinWing since they're here. I noticed I had done the update, but it was stuck on downloading. So I just simply uninstalled the SimApp Pro. It was the first time it ever happened to me. Really easy to fix. I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and then it was at the latest version, and this all worked. One of the things I do want to mention to some of you, those of you that have, and I've been showing multiple times during our live streams and did a video, the WinWing FCU and EFIS unit. When you have it plugged into USB-C, when you launch, again, you have to have SimApp Pro already started, so that bridge software is already running. You got to have that running before you launch Simulator, okay? So once you launch Microsoft Flight Simulator, on the FCU and EFIS unit one, not this one, but that one, I would notice, like, as soon as I launched Microsoft Flight Simulator and SimApp Pro, I love the environment tab, by the way, WinWing, that I can watch it, make sure everything's in green. And then as it launches things, I love that fact. There's 3 pieces of that. When you're launching your simulator, you can see that everything connects. And then when you launch the aircraft, it'll actually tell you, is the plane compatible or not. The lights will all go out. Like when you plug this in, all the lights will be on. Same thing with the FCU and EFIS for the Airbus with the WinWing. But what I noticed is a difference in this is when you launch Microsoft Flight Simulator with the Airbus version, with the FCU and EFIS, the lights will automatically go out as the simulator comes on. This one, the lights stay on. So initially I thought, oh crap, is it not registering? Is it not working? And even when I got the simulator fully loaded, these lights will all be on. They'll be all zeros or whatever here, so they won't actually have numeric values. But then as soon as I launched into Microsoft Flight Simulator and it loaded the PMDG aircraft, I'm sure it's a programmable thing, then the lights went out. The lights went out. So it's just one thing I want you to know. So don't freak out if the lights don't go out right away. I was like, no, dang it. But no, it worked perfectly fine. So it is fully plug and play. SimApp Pro needs to be launched before you launch some Microsoft Flight Simulator. And once you get a compatible aircraft, actually, since WinWing's here, maybe we can ask this right now. If you know, WinWing, I got a question because I know this works with the PMDG 737, 600, 700, 800, and 900, but does the PAP 3 work with the iFly Max 8, 737 Max 8? That was a question that we had earlier, so if you're still here, would like to, if you can comment on that. And it might not. My guess is it doesn't yet. You guys do a good job of posting what the compatibility is with the release of the SimApp Pro software. But if you're still here and happen to know, if you could answer that question, and then I'm sure you guys are working on it if it's not there yet. But that was a question earlier before you got here. But it just came to my mind. Oh, wait, WinWing's here. Maybe they can comment on that. WinWing says, thanks so much for all these positive feedback. Yes, absolutely. Well, you guys deserve it. Everybody here knows I'm not gonna lie on a product, even when I get it for free. Like I talked about the other vendor, with the MCP panel. One of the buttons came out. I just talked about the disengage in that, and it's at a $600 price point when you guys have this at $158. No contest. But I do appreciate that they sent the other unit too. It's on schedule. Okay, so the iFly, or are you referring to something else? I think you're referring to the iFly 737 Max 8. Let me see here. Wing products worked on Xbox. I would have bought every Airbus thing. There you go, Maple. That's a good question, WinWing. I'm guessing that's not going to happen anytime soon with Xbox compatibility, right? Because just you've got that bridging software. You're not going to. I don't want to speak for that. I would think that would be a challenge to get the bridging software like the SimApp Pro integrated with the Xbox. Not saying that it couldn't happen, but I bet that would be quite the feat. So I'm guessing it wouldn't be anytime soon, if ever, coming on Xbox. I don't know if you want to comment on that since you're here. Chris Stewart says, I ordered day one. Awesome. Thank you, Chris, for mentioning that. While WinWing's here, that is fantastic. You ordered the PAP 3 or the PFP? I'm guessing you ordered the PAP 3, right? It's very fortunate to have WinWing here, friends. Again, appreciate it. And again, they'll be WinWing will be at. Gotta get it's backwards. FS Expo. They'll be at FS Expo. Have a booth. So anyway, that's gonna be fantastic. Already had the PFP 3. Nice, Chris. I mean, this first time I'm using it, and I want to say thank you again to WinWing for sending these awesome products my way, so I can review them and show them off to all of us here, and give them their due, well-deserved words of praise, because they are. I can't. Again, the price points, I just don't get it. How about you'd send the Boeing yoke Taurus my way? That would be great. I kid. I know that's not going to happen. I'm not going to ask for that, WinWing. Okay, I get it. That's like a big, huge, bulky. And now, if you would, I wouldn't argue. But I'm guessing every single influencer is going to be like, WinWing, would you send me the Taurus stuff? We certainly wouldn't turn it down, but at the same time, that's going to be at a price point. I don't think you guys are just going to be giving those away at all. William Poe is in the house as my PAP 3 landed in LA today. How about that, William? That is amazing. Awesome. Go get it. Pre-order it now. Pre-order it now. In fact, I think I have a command. Can somebody type in !WinWing into chat? Let me double check the bot. I think I got that set up to go to the site. Somebody try that. Maybe Bats or somebody drop in I have it rolling with the bot. It should be in the chat somewhere, but there we go. Thank you, Silva. All right, WinWing, there we go. Check out the link right below. And guys, I'm not going to lie to you, guys and gals. Get their stuff. It's awesome. Immersion is incredible. And it's really at a price point that's affordable. And they're just great. WinWing says, guys, enjoy the stream. Going to go back to work. WinWing, let's all do a orange whips and blue skies and wheels up if you have them. If you're not a member, give WinWing a shout out with either some emojis and happy emojis and whatever. And I'll even give you some symphonetic shuffles, WinWing and wheels up. Thank you, WinWing, for joining. Again, thank you for sending these products our way so we can check them out together. And boy, that's such a treat that you guys, again, thank you for joining us, WinWing. Take care, brother. Blue skies. Absolutely, WinWing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing y'all at Flight Sim Expo. I'm going to be bringing some of the crew here, the Sim Fanatic crew. We're going to be checking you out at the booth, so be prepared for that, WinWing. We'll try not to interrupt you too many times. But we will be there. We'll make a presence, right, Silver Killer? We got due to Silver Killer, we got the Sim Fanatic shirts, and we do stand out because my brother Silver Killer has helped do amazing things with that. So thanks again, WinWing. Stevie's in the house, Stevie! Well, you've been here. You're a big Steve, so you're actually flying with us, right? Well, this is a good time to break, friends. I want to say thank you. We have almost 40 people in here. That is awesome. Thank you, everybody. Chris Stewart, Boeing 777, Bat, Steve V, Marion Harris, WinWing, Silva Killa, Nate's Flight Simulator. When did you sneak in, Nate's? He says, yo, what's happening? We had WinWing here, man. That was awesome. We're highlighting all their stuff tonight. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. Maple Leaf, thank you for joining as always. I'm going to, see who's all in here. There's a little trick I can do and see who's, active in chat, within the last, I don't know how many seconds. Bats, Bob Smith is in here. Bob, when did you sneak in? Bob Smith, Boeing 777, Chris Stewart, Captain Howdy, Maple Leaf, Marion Harris, a.k.a. A Chip of Sneeze. Called you out, Nate's Flight Simulator, Silver Killa, Stevie, Streamlabs, and again, WinWing, and William Poe, and all the rest of you. Having that many in here right now, that is awesome. Good timing, too. I'm going to talk about the features next, about the WinWing PFP 3, and it's a delight. So I'll highlight some of those features as well. But, friends, let's first, before we take a bio break, we're going to take a 5 to 7 minute bio break. But let's take a look-see, and I got to turn this on, the PFP, because now I can use it. All right, let's check this out. Hit the wrong thing. Okay. Got to get the FCU out of the way, and here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Progress, and top of descent is 1707, as you can see right there. So if we look up here, we'll look at our clock over here. I've been flying the Phoenix so much, but now we have this gear. I'm going to start flying the Boeing more again. So yeah, we've got a good another 31 minutes, friends. So let's go ahead and take a 5 to 7 minute bio break. Stick around, and because we're going to talk about the PFP 3N now that we got this out, and we wanted to highlight that. And I'll be right back, friends. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Seek the light
Is that you, Big Steve? Oh, it sure is. Thank you, friends, for sticking around. Back with you. All right, friends. All right. Turn that music down a little bit. All right. Well, we are not too far from top of descent. If we take a look over here to our PFP, we're going to get into this here momentarily. The 3N. 193 nautical miles. Top of descent. Now we're at 1708. I lost a minute. If we jump back into the cockpit here. So, yeah, we got about 24 minutes left, so we're good. How y'all doing? Talk to me in chat. What questions do you have for me? Hey, CP65, you missed WinWing. They were just here, brother. And I think we got confirmation from them. One of you had a question earlier on about, is the PAP 3 compatible with the iFly 737 MAX 8, and it sounds like it's on schedule, if I remember right. So anyway, so it should be like I anticipated that would be, but this again, the PAP 3 is completely compatible. I've said that a few times, but it's fully compatible with the Pmdg 737 versions. Flavors, if you will. Flavors. 600, 700, 800, and 900. Works with all of them, friends. And I've got all of them. When are we going to get news from Pmdg that they're going to actually be 2024 compatible? And when are we going to get that 747? I don't know if 777's here. Boeing 777's been waiting for that 747 Pmdg release. It's a good time to be alive, friends. With all these hardware options, amazing. Just amazing. I don't know if Andrew's still here, but Andrew's like, hey, he's like, hey, Darren, I'd like to meet up with you and pick your brain. Help guide him on a PC build. I think he got basically the same PC build that I just did. And, well, we have we've got Marshall 13 dropping in a 5.
Showcasing the best aircraft in the Msfs universe. Sorry, Phoenix, the way it was meant to be flown, with the best hardware in the business.
Marshall 13, thank you, sir, for the $5 dono. Let me drop some love on your heart there, on your message. Thank you, friend. I appreciate that $5 dono, friends. See that Bats is giving you some recognition. Thank you, man. Appreciate that $5 dono. You are the bomb, man. Don't worry, I'm not going to start dancing. I might not. Nope, I'm not going to do it. Marshall 13, thank you so much. You know what? I agree. I don't know. Yeah, the 737 is an awesome plane. It is so much fun. Captain Howdy, if you're still here, I was mentioning earlier that I still need to get the iFly 737 MAX 8 that I was just mentioning, and I haven't done that yet. But I love the Pmdg version too. So it's one of those things where I do need to get that, just so we can highlight it here. But we'll do that. But XP72 just landed. Tell him blue skies for me, will you, Boeing 777? Say, hey, if you're in there, say Symphonetics live streaming right now, which he obviously knows because one of you said he says hi. But tell him blue skies, and hopefully he had a good landing there. That's awesome. I knew he was live streaming tonight, but I'm looking forward to seeing him and at Flight Sim Expo, along with many others like Two Tone Murphy, Blue. All the regulars. This time I'm gonna make sure I have an orange whip with Murph. So he yelled at me when we were walking by a bar when we were in Vegas, and so we're definitely gonna have to do we're gonna have to have a beer with Murph. I'm gonna have to have a beer with XP too. Hey, we've got Sim Gaming Expo. George is in the house, friends. Hey, how's it going, George? Welcome to the live stream. You just missed WinWing, dude. WinWing joined us tonight and hung out with us for, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes. You just missed them, man. We could have asked. I didn't even think we should have asked if they wanted to do a booth at your. I still need to reach out to them. But I saw it, but got a call from the family. Well, you know what? Family first, George, as always, right? Family first. You're a good man, George. By the way, George, how awesome are those pictures that you've been sending us in Discord? Honestly, I hope that, like, there's a lot of you here that are in Discord. Man, just give George a like, because I think that's awesome. He's with the Fire and Rescue emergency crew at Chicago O'Hare. Again, George is putting on an expo of his own. It's going to be primarily on racing, but he's blending in the flight simming, and he's been joining us to get a little more exposure to our flight sim community, which is awesome. And I'm going to try to make it there, George. If you want me to do a little song, a little dance, I'm happy to do that if you really want to deter people from coming. I mean, but again, I'm excited for that. I do think it's awesome that you're blending in some flight simming stuff. Hopefully we can get some, you can get some vendors there. I know you're working on that for the flight simming, but it's going to primarily race. Did you see, George, I did a members only live stream briefly thing. But I did put out a video. I got into F1 2024, or it was F1 24, and I did a little bit of F1 racing. I hadn't been racing. I got all my Fanatec gear out. Because I built my new computer, I hadn't had all the software installed, the drivers and all that, and did some firmware upgrades. And I'm like, damn, I need to do more of this. Don't we need to do more of that? We need to do a little more racing. But that's... George has been big into iRacing, and yeah, maybe we'll have to do a race together. You can tell me you can show me how to do it properly there, George. That's awesome, man. How about a great panel on intro to flight sim? There you go. I'd be happy to talk. I was on the panel at FS Expo last year. I can do it again, man. Maybe not be so damn nervous this time. I don't know why I was so nervous in person, but I don't think anybody noticed but Old Golfer. He asked me right afterwards, like, Symphony, you look nervous up there. I'm like, yeah, it's nervous. Like, why were you nervous? You're in front of a bunch of people all the time. Like, yeah, when I'm in my studio, it's a little different than when you're, like, up with, like, 7 other influencers that are, like, main influencers that, like, have 100,000 subs and 80,000 subs. Like, yeah, I think I was more nervous about them being there than I was the actual all of you, because I'm feel comfortable with all of you. Not that they're all great people, by the way, but it was fun though, because I got quite a few laughs, because we like to mix up the comedy and stuff. So I did my whole skit on the full length mirror, right? I at least got XP to laugh. No one else, unless he was just doing a mercy laugh, which could be the case. Let's see here. Oh, air races at the show. That'd be a good idea, George. Boeing 777 says, Symphonic, I also wonder what your opinions are on the Flight Factor 777 V2 for X-Plane. I don't have it. Honestly, Boeing 777, I'm sorry, but I just have not had time to do XP. I do have X-Plane 12. I think that's the cool thing about, like, XP72 and, of course, our good friend Q8 Pilot. Love Q8 Pilot. Somebody drop in an exclamation Q8. Definitely check the Q8 Pilot. What I love is those two guys still do the X-Plane stuff. I just don't have time to do it. And but I do like X-Plane 12. But yeah, there we go. Check out QA Pilot's channel. Give a shout out to Sam and say, hey, Symphonic asked us to come over here. Drop like a comment or something in some of the videos. I just want to make sure that he knows that we're playing, because he actually asked me to manage the Q8 Pilot Media Partner Lounge, and that's how we got connected with WinWing. We were there. That's how I did the and Silver Killer asked Tony, the main guy there from WinWing, to come over while I was streaming, and so I did a quick interview. My microphone that I had on the headset sucked, so you can barely hear him, and I had to keep doing the little boom mic and like pointing it at him. So I still need to see if I can get an interview set up with him. That'd be amazing. Maybe I'll try to work. Silver, remind me to like follow up on that. I see if I can. I did mention something to my contact at WinWing, but man, that'd be awesome if I could interview him during one of our streams, either during one of our streams or just do like a podcast type thing. And I can get you all to send me a bunch of questions, and I can like ask them, and have you all. We could do it live or something. Practice says, "Well, I'm flying the Pmdg 777 now. Still a great plane. Oh yeah, for sure, it's a great plane, for sure." Actually, that brings up a good point. Practice. Boeing 777's like he's been waiting for for us to do another long haul flight, and asked if it would be this month or And I'm like. I'm hoping we can do a long-haul flight this month. And what did you recommend? I think Boeing 777 recommended, like, was it London to... Hold on, I'll go to Discord. What did you mention? I got to go back. We got a suggested flights channel in Discord, and you posted it there. And now I got to find... We got so many channels now, I have a hard time navigating my own Symphonic server. Where is it at again? Oh, yeah, here. Suggested flights. We seriously have too many channels. There it is. Flight suggestion. Pound... Hashtag flight suggestion. I said pound practice. I'm such a computer nerd. So you had suggested, you probably already put it in chat. Oh yeah, EHAM to KJFK. There you go. And I actually looked it up. Airtime is just shy of 8 hours. Now that was with the weather at the time. Block time, about just shy of 8.5 hours. That's a real long haul flight, right? Well, probably not. So, well, yeah, 8 hours over 8. Yeah, that's got to be considered long haul. So we'll have to do that and get that plugged in. Yep, Amsterdam to New York. There you go. I knew you'd have it there before I found it. The only thing about the flight factor 777B2 is the better sounds. Yeah, but you've heard these sounds, right, from Boris Sound Audio Works or whatever it's called for the 7.3 that we're flying tonight. Awesome Blossom. 100 nautical miles out from top of descent, friends. Silver Killer. Well, actually, I can look it up myself. What is our intercept for the ILS approach? Let me go ahead and put that route information up there again. What is our ILS approach for 8 left? What's the intercept on that, Silver? You got it, or anyone? Does anyone have that practice? You probably have that. 2900. Thanks, Silver Killer. So let's go ahead and turn on the... Let's go ahead and turn this on really quick. I got so many pages here. Let's go FCU. Now we're going to go ahead, and Silver Killer says 2,900 feet, so we can just go ahead and set this. And don't worry, your aircraft's not going to start descending yet. What I do like about the Boeing aircraft as opposed to Phoenix, I don't have to plug or push or anything. As long as I have this set to 2,900, when we cross the top of descent, it's just going to automatically start descending. Which I like, because then it's half the time I freaking forget, George. He's like, hit that damn button. But so that's nice. All right. Let's see. George says, are you landing into ILS conditions? I don't think they're going to be ILS because last time great question. It's 10 statute miles. And so I've got, George, I got something that's called Parallel 42 Flow Pro. So what I can do is it has a METAR. Hopefully you can see this. Let me move it over. Can I move this over? Why can't I move this over? Okay, anyway, here, I'm going to do this here. But you can type in, so let's do METAR of Atlanta, KATL. So that just brings up our METAR report. So the first part is, for those of you who aren't pilots, so here we've got, this is of course, our airport. Here are the winds. So the winds are coming out of 030, so they're actually coming out a bit northeast. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I can't even read. This is the time the report was done. This is the winds, 150 at 9 knots. So, of course, that's going to be 150. So that's going to be coming out of the southeast. And at 9 knots, the visibility is this 10 SM. That stands for 10 statute miles. Here's our clouds. So we have few clouds at 7,000. This is above ground. This isn't above mean sea level. This is above ground. So we have clouds at 7,000 broken at 25,000 feet. This is our temperature, 26/17. So this is in Celsius. The first is your actual temperature. Your 17 is your dew point. So if you ever see this like close together, if you see 26/25 or 26/26, expect fog. You're going to see low visibility then. This is our altimeter setting for 3007 and then remarks and that. So that's how you read that. So you can see this, George. We are actually okay weather-wise. We got good visibility. Let's see. Boeing 777 said the 200ER is the only variant in the lineup we're getting. Let's see here. Getting with the Rolls-Royce and Pratt & Whitney engines included. So that's what we need. There you go, buddy. I know you're waiting for it, and you're waiting for that 747, aren't you, from PMDG? I am too, man. I'm waiting for it too. And by the way, WinWing does have panels already for the 7.4, which are brown. They have a panel for the 777, which is brown, because that's actually what the PF. Because like if you look at the PFP here, it's gray, just like what we have that we're showcasing here with the PFP3. So it's gray here, but the 747 and the 777 are brown in color, and so those reflect with their panels as well. Again, keep in mind that Flight Sim Mods has a hot swappable mount, so you can drop in your PFP, you can drop in your MICDU, and soon, if once we have the 747 and 777 panels from WinWing, you can drop those in really fast too. Thank you, Silver Killer, for dropping in that link to Flight Sim Mods. Do check that out. You can get a 12% discount, as you can see there. I sound like I'm marketing the entire time, but I'm really not. I am, but I'm not. It is good stuff. I wouldn't lie to you guys. So anyway, yeah. So that I Shane asked me about. He's like, well, you know, Sim, if you had the Flight Sim Mods hot swappable mount, you wouldn't have to deal with all the brackets and stuff. But I do like the WinWing add-on bracket. That's desktop mount, and I've already got it all set up, and now I got this, and I mounted it. But if I get a third one, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take you up on that, because then I'm actually going to want to like swap them back and forth where it doesn't. Because I'm not. Let's just face it. I'm not going to start removing little bolts and nuts and screws and things like that to interchange the panels. So I think Flight Sim Mods is really great that they have something available that you can just hot swap them back and forth. But here's the thing. Also, keep in mind, WinWing does provide the mounts. So you get the panels. All of them come with the mount. So you can just put the mounts on if you want to just use those. And that's perfectly fine, too. And that's something I really think is great about WinWing is they don't make you buy the actual hardware to mount their panels. They include them. And again, I'll get that video on the unboxing of the PAP 3 and the PFP out soon. Maybe even this weekend. I don't know. I'll have to see if I have time. But let's go ahead and talk about the PFP 3. And again, those are the rudder pedals, by the way, from WinWing. I should have asked WinWing when they were here. Could I? Why didn't you guys remind me? I should have asked them a question. Like, could the Taurus, I can ask them through email, but can you buy, like, for those of us that have, like I do, already have the Orion pedals, because you can see I have the damper kit there. I'm guessing, being all modular, the Orion pedals look like it's for the Taurus. I wonder if you can buy, like, the actual Taurus mount that does the force feedback. I'm guessing you could actually attach it to these, and I'll have to ask them that. I'll ask them that, friends. Those are slick, yeah. Boeing 777 says, all right, Symphonic and chat, I need to hop off for the day, so I'll catch you later. Blue skies to you. Boeing 777, thank you for dropping in here. We appreciate you being here and part of the SimFan family. Okay, let me go ahead and turn that off and turn this Bravo back off. Bravo. Jeez. Turn the PFP cam on. So let's talk a little bit about this really quick. Since this stream is about highlighting this stuff WinWing sends, and we gotta do this. And I did see a comment before about talking about product reviews in a different video, but I do that here as well, because the deal with that, I think TJ Turner mentioned that, it allows me opportunities like some of you in chat are able to ask questions about it. And then we have WinWing come in, and then we can talk about it and ask questions, and it's interactive. It's not just me throwing a video out there, which I will do, and just say, here are all the highlights and stuff, but it gives a chance for this interaction thing, live time, right? I know it takes a little extra time for us to get off the runway, but when we have these products to highlight, I want to get into it and allow those of you that jump into chat to ask the questions. That's why a lot of people are here. They're not just here to fly. So I know you get it, but I saw that comment, so I wanted to comment on it. So on the PFP, let me get to my list here. Okay, so on the PFP, so let's talk about that. So this is full-scale structure for maximum authenticity. By the way, I'm doing bullets off of what their site was. 28.5 millimeter panel thickness, which again, the thickness on it is amazing. I mean, this is all hard plastic, but these are like rubberized buttons. I'm gonna turn that volume down, which I like. We talked about the LSK buttons, so you got your left buttons and your right buttons, 1 through 6. All of those LSK markings feature backlighting with buttons and enunciators, also fully backlit, which you can see. See how they're all lit up. These are actual lights, friends. These aren't like colors. These are lights. Realistic keycaps. All of this stuff. Now, you know what I need to do sometime when I get into I bet they wouldn't let me do it. But if I, get on one of these flights sometime, I could be like, I wonder if they'd let me get into the cockpit and actually touch the panel to see how much it feels between this and that. I might have to embarrass myself and ask the pilots if I can I come in and touch your knobs? Okay, that sounded horrific. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you bats. How would you let me get away with saying something like that? Anyway, that was totally uncalled for, but comedy. Okay, so anyway, I would like to touch the buttons though, just to see if it matches up with the panels here. The annunciator lights we talked about, these are on the outside. You saw those light up. They're not lighting up now, but those do illuminate, which I think is cool. I talked about the real light sensors. Check it out, friends. These have real light sensors that you can set it up to dim. I got something really cool to talk about here in just a second. So again, that is awesome. And there's advanced customization options, including font file replacement. You can edit the characters and you can adjust the colors and display margins on all this stuff in the panel. In other words, technically, I don't know this 100%, but what I got from that is if you wanted to get this and customize this to make it suit maybe some of your other aircraft and get one panel, I don't know this, I need to confirm this, but my guess is because you can customize that, the colors, the fonts, and all that. If you wanted to put the time in, and I would imagine if this is truly the case, and I'm making shit up right now, by the way, but I read that bullet as you can customize that stuff and the font and the different characters, that maybe you could have this. You have to have some programmatic things that would, match up to the Airbus. But I know there's some additional third-party software. What's the one I'm trying to think of, Silver Killer or Bats? Maybe you remember. God, it's on the tip of my tongue. But there are third-party add-ons that you can do to make some of these panels work with WinWing to work with the Boeing, or Boeing to, I don't know about Boeing to work with the Airbus. Spadnex, thank you, Bat. Spadnex. There's also another third-party one, too, that can make it work with other, I can't remember what that one is either. But yeah, Spadnex is one, but you can make these work, you can get one panel and make it work with multiple aircraft outside of just a Moby flight. That's it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Moby flight. That's it. That's what I was trying to remember. Thank you, D1G and Bats. That was one I was actually trying to think of. So you can actually buy one panel, drop the Moby flight stuff into your community folder and make it work. If you don't care about the authenticity and have the buttons here match up, but I think the panels will actually, in your LCD panel, it should show. Again, I talked about this as all Plug and Play Pro. It was super easy. I plug it in. As long as you have the Sim App Pro running, it's going to work. And we talked about the mounting too. So anyway, to highlight those pieces, I love it. I love the panel. What is it? What is the panel? $118 or something like that. So again, it's very affordable, and all of WinWing stuff, it just incredibly crazy that it is so affordable. It's awesome. I'm gonna look up the price on that one. I want to say it's 118, but I might be off on that. Why is it taking me to the UK site? All right. One thing, the one thing I would say, the only complaint I have about WinWing, and it's very it's a very remote complaint, is their website sometimes slow. I'd rather have their website be slow and their products be awesome, but that's one thing is WinWing, get your website better because it's kind of slow. Takes forever. Okay. Ah, shoot. No, we started our descent here, by the way. Okay, here we go. It's loaded. Okay, so somebody already probably put the price there. Store. Well, actually, it's being responsive now, but it sometimes takes a while for it to connect up. Here we go. Panel. Oh, I'm a little bit off. Okay, I'm off. I was off. It's 134. I need to change this from pounds to USD. Hold on. I was off on the price. The panel. Hold on. So the PFP 3 panel I wasn't that far off. It's $137. So 137, 136.45 if you're Maple. Let's get it down to the cent, Maple. But $136.45 US. Awesome. Blossom. Definitely worth it. Microsymphonic is in the house, friends. What is up, Microsymphonic? Good to see you. Flight Sim Braden. It's always fast for you. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Like as soon as it loaded, then it's been fine. So I don't know. Maybe it's me. Microsymphonic said just got home, can't fly because of school, but I'll see you Saturday and Sunday. Awesome. Oh, that reminds me. Thank you for mentioning that, Braden. We did lose a close and dear friend of ours, our Don C. We lost him. He had a long fight with cancer. Silver Killer and several of us had jumped in. What was it? A week ago, Friday, Silver, or something like that, and we're going to do a missing man formation with a bunch of us. Some of us are going to fly the P-51. You don't have to buy the P-51. I know some of you will buy the P-51 or already have bought the P-51. There is a sound pack from Echo 19 that was just released, and I picked up it ironically, and it was probably Don doing it. Echo 19 released the sound pack add-on for the Aeroplane Heaven version of the P-51, and it does work with the Reno Flight Race or whatever. That's the pack that comes from Microsoft Flight Simulator and Asobo. There's a P-51 for that. It also works for that. So I know some of you have been very interested in that. So definitely check that out. We're going to be doing our dedicated live stream on Sunday. So we aren't going to do a Saturday stream. We're going to plan on doing it Sunday. It will be a flying event. Flying event means we will be in Discord voice with all of you that care to do it. So all of you get the opportunity to say something nice about Don who knows him. Those of you that don't know Don, there's a lot of you that didn't know Don, never got the pleasure to meet this great guy. But we can talk about him, and you're all invited to fly with us and join us in Discord voice as well. We're planning that for Sunday. And Aviation Spotter, you missed WinWing, man. They were here. Aviation Spotter, welcome to the live stream. I think Aviation Spotter is also doing something. He's got something fun planned. Let's go ahead and get our destination information. Oh, it's kind of weird. I thought it would have destination information ready for us, but let's get that programmed in here on the panel since we already hit our top of descent. So let me get Aviation Spotter. We're checking out the, as you know, the PAP 3 and the PFP 3N. So let's go ahead and get this up and running. And I'm going to go ahead and program this up into our destination. So here we can see I have our approach reference, and we're going to do the 40 degrees flaps 138. Actually, everything's already programmed. You know what? I imported it. That's why it's all in there. But we're going to hit RSK4. I'm at this angle, so I sometimes can't see it. But you can see it's got 109.3. I just hit my freaking track IR. And that's okay. We're going to clear that out. All right, so let's go ahead and hit 109.30. So we got to go down here and plug that in. 109.30. I'm going to switch these just to be lazy. All right, and we're going to do that in the first officer as well. Okay, we got that. And then we got to do our course. Now we can go ahead and do the FCU for this. Let's go back down here and see what our course is. Our course, as you can see right here, is 095. So let's go ahead and turn on the FCU, and we're going to do 095 on our course. So that's right over here. So we're just going to flip this to 095. And again, if you have the Bravo throttle quadrant, actually the Bravo works fairly well. And, you know, do you need this? No. You know, if you want to add to the immersion, I would say yes. But if you have the Bravo throttle, you can do the little flip the switch, and it's got a rotary knob, but it's not like 1-to-1 like we talked about, the 1-to-1 scale. So we got 0.95, so that is set. And again, we got the small cameras below to the right that you can see there. Let's go back to legs. And there we go. Immersion, I love it. Yes, George. D1G says, was Don part of your group at Vegas FS Expo? Unfortunately, D1, thank you for asking that question. He was not. He did want to make it to FS Expo both years. And I want to do a shout out to Silver Killer because Don wanted to make the Houston, but he couldn't make it there. And so our good friend Silver Killer sent him a shirt, sent him a care package. Silver Killer grabbed a bunch of stuff and sent it to him. So Silver, how about that? Let's give Silver Killer a hand, friends, because that was really good. Silver's he's like one of the most generous people I know. I know many of you are generous as well, but he's one of the most generous. Thank you, guys. Yeah, this weather's looking just fine, friends, but I need to kind of pay attention to what's going on. It looks like everything's going well, because if we look at our descent profile, we're still good. We're a little high. Not much. We're fine. Our speed tape, we're 248. We're below that, so we're looking good on our descent profile. Marshaw dropping the STDs. Again, Marshaw, thank you for that $5 dono, man. I appreciate that. That dono earlier. Do appreciate it. And to you, Chipper Sneeze, for the $2.40 dono earlier. And then also, we had 777 who left, but also did a commercial pilot membership. And so appreciate your all support as well. Not everybody can do monetary things, and that's perfectly fine. Just having you all here and engage with one another is awesome. That's just as good. But I do want to say thank you to those that also support in other ways too. All right, so we are still 20 out. You know, usually I do 40 out on the left and 80 out on the right. And WinWing's going to have these. What are they called for the Boeing? They're not called EFIS, right? I know with the Airbus they're called EFIS. I can't think of the term right now. Or these panels right here where you got the left for the pilot and then the co-pilot. They call them the EFIS in the Airbus, but I think they're called something different in Boeing. But they're going to have these that will plug in to the FCU, so you don't have to take up a USB-C port. That's how they do it with the FCU and the EFIS units for the Airbus, because these will plug into the main panel. They are EFIS as well. Okay, thank you, Del. They're called EFIS on the Boeing as well. Okay. And so these will plug in to your main PAP 3, and so I know they're working on that, and they'll have those coming. So that'll be awesome. We'll have to get those as well to highlight them. Look at this livery. This livery's awesome. I mean, it's awesome, but it's plain, but it's awesome. I think it's just the modeling that I like so much. That's right, Shahab. United from Houston to Atlanta. And we're making our way in. We're just passing flight level 220 for 2,900 feet, where we're going to be intercepting the... Yeah, my wife, Mrs. Symphonetic. Give some hearts to Mrs. Symphonetic. She's suffering from a really bad migraine. Friend, she gets migraines, and I feel so bad for her. She just messaged me and said her head still hurts again. And she has medication for it. Sorry, hon. I hope you feel better. She's going to lay back down. But I got her an ice pack in that, and she's just like, it's like, I don't know if any of you suffered from bad headaches. Usually mine are just because I had too many orange whips. Sad to say. I had one headache one time where it was so bad I can only imagine it's how she felt, because it's like she feels sick to her stomach, like wants to throw up and all that. So thank you, Big Al, for the hearts. For Mrs. Symphonetic. Hopefully she gets over her migraine soon. My problem is my daughter inherited that too. My son doesn't get migraines, but my daughter's had migraines, and knock on wood, she hasn't had any for a while, which is good. But thank you, Steve. Vaughn Williams in the house, friends. Hello to Vaughn. Vaughn, you've been here, right? I think I saw you earlier. Thank you, CP. We're doing perfect on time. This is just right where I wanted us to be, because I like to get us wrapped up by 10:30 or before, preferably before. Because we all, well, I shouldn't say all. Old golfer doesn't work anymore. He's retired. But most of us still work, and we have to wake up in the morning, and including yours truly. And so I try to get these weekday events. Some of you might have noticed that we're flying commercial tonight and wondered, why are we flying commercial twice in a row? Because we did a commercial flight on Saturday. Well, for obvious reasons, WINWING, stuff came. So I wanted to get this reviewed, and or not reviewed, but just shown. But also because we're going to be doing the dedicated flight to our good friend Don C on Sunday. So that's going to be a GA flight. It's not technically a GA because we're going to be flying P-51s, but some of you might be. Bats probably will be flying a C-17. Bats, I assume you're going to be flying with us on Sunday. What are you flying? I know Silver's going to be flying the P-51. I know Microsym was here. I don't remember what he's going to be flying because I don't think he has a P-51. CP65 says switching it up. Yeah, I need to put a P-40 Warhawk. That'll be a good one, Baz. Awesome. Nice World War II bird right there. CP65, you know, I was going to do, and the rest of you, I was going to do a poll to see, because we've been doing commercial flights on Saturdays, and we used to have it where we did commercial flights on Wednesday like we're doing tonight. I thought maybe we could switch it back up, because we've been doing this for a while where we do GA on Wednesdays, commercial on Saturdays. I'm going to tell you all something. I've mentioned this before. It takes me a lot more time to put together a GA flight than a commercial flight. Because, let's just face it, a commercial flight, I can just plug it into SimBrief and voila, it's there. GA flight, I've got to, like, figure out, like, all the different landings that we do, the runway lengths, the airport elevation for multiple, because we land at multiple airports, which it's awesome, it's fun. But sometimes I'm having, just for it to be on Saturday, it's because I'll do a lot of it on Saturday then. You know, I won't have to do like all the script and stuff, but it does take me quite a bit more time to do it, believe it or not, to do a GA flight over commercial. Many of you are probably thinking, really? The commercial flight is just like so much more technical. It takes you more time to do it? Yes. I know those of you that do a lot of commercial flying understand what I'm saying. But it also comes into when we you know, doing the live stream and stuff. Steve V dropping in $5 dono. Steve, thank you so much, my friend. Give a shout out to Steve. Appreciate the $5 dono, Steve. Thank you so much, my friend. That is awesome. You are the bomb, my friend. Here's some orange whips. Hell, Steve, you know what I'm going to give you right now? I'm going to give you a few. I'm going to say it. You know it's coming. All right, I won't give you a few STDs, but I got to find my window. The hell's my window at now? There we go. There we go. Blue skies to you. Thank you so much, Steve V, for that. Steve V, for that dono. Yeah, I'm gonna throw in a couple STDs to you. There you go, Steve. That's standard pressure, by the way. Thank you guys for dropping in some love for Steve V, our good buddy. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Very, very kind, my friend. There we go. Thanks, buddy. All right, and where the hell was I? CST Gaming's back in the house, says Mr. Symphonic in chat. Hope you're all enjoying the show. Exactly, we are CST. You missed WINWING. WINWING was here, my friend. You just missed them a bit ago. I guess they've been gone for maybe a half hour or more, but they did drop in. Good to see you, CST Gaming. Glad you could join us tonight, my friend. Welcome, one and all. It's a good timing, too, CST, because we're making our approach. Actually, I need to go ahead and turn off standard pressure. No more STD, TNT. Is TNT still with us, by the way? He's with us, right? He's got to be with us. So we're at 30.04 for our pressure. So we come into Atlanta. All right. A Pink is in here. A Pink, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. He says, how are you liking the PAP 3? I love it. I love it. You know, I talked about CockpitMaster. We did a stream on CockpitMaster and their MCP 737 for the NG. I appreciate them sending it. It's a $600 piece of hardware. And, well, that's what they charge for it anyway. But I'm still going to do a due diligence and give them the recognition that they deserve. But I got to tell you, for the price point between the $600 and the WINWING, and actually the WINWING's actually, even if the price was the same, so far what I would say is the WINWING's as good, if not better. Actually, I'd say it's better. Because the auto throttle arm switch and stuff, and I also like that they give you mounting brackets too. So, like, right out of the box, you can, like I did. I just got this whole thing right out of the box. I can use it. Right? For the price point, $158 USD. CockpitMaster's $600. Do I need to say more? But I'm not knocking CockpitMaster either. They've had their units out for quite some time. I think maybe they came out. Actually, Delt probably could help me with that. But they've been out for a while. And I'm guessing they probably reached out because they knew WINWING was going to be releasing their PAP 3, and they probably wanted to be like, hey, highlight this, talk about this. But I was kind of like thinking, all right, but I'm going to give my honest opinion about it. So thank you for sending it, but I'm still going to tell everybody my honest opinion. Delgam says he's had his for over 2 years. Okay, thank you, Del. You mentioned that before, and you had the magnetized one, right? Because I didn't get the magnetized one. They didn't send me the magnetized one, so I didn't worry. But I talked about, like, I'm going to see if I can get the. Well, I'll get it. I'll get the magnetized switch that you can actually plug into this thing, and it looks like it's going to be really super easy. And Del says yes. So, you know, CockpitSim, you know, they're or CockpitMaster, they've been out for a while, as you can see from Delt. So they've been providing that product, which is great. I mean, I'm not going to knock it at all. Delt, you've liked it. I actually like it. It's just the price point, the price between that and WINWING stuff. It's just like, I'm sorry, another $400 and some odd dollars. Well, they have it on sale, to be fair, right now. They have it on sale for $500 USD. But even so, another $340. No. No. I appreciate you guys sending it, but no. WINWING is breaking the market for product. They absolutely ain't paying. I mean, I don't even know how. And even like Thrustmaster and some of the others, like even Honeycomb. Well, not Honeycomb. Now, what is it called? I don't know. I love Honeycomb's Bravo, and I do like their Alpha, but I know they're getting back into the market, and I wish them the best. I even posted a message in Discord a few weeks back when they did that announcement, and they'll be at FS Expo, and I wish them the best. And I've met one of their reps, and I wasn't really. They promised all this communication and sending stuff, and they never did. You know, and I get it. They're going through a you know, lack of a better way to put it. They're going through a lot of turbulent times, and they have gone through turbulent times, and everybody knows that. So I got to give them some grace on that. But I really hate the fact that they promised a lot of stuff to all of you. Look at that, Symphonic Airlines, and then they never delivered. Anyway, but I wish them the best. I really do. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. I'll say it a million times. Their Honeycomb Bravo Throttle Quadrant is still, in my opinion, the best piece of hardware you can buy at the price. It's the most versatile. It's got the autopilot. It's got a landing gear. It's got levers that are all interchangeable. We got all these add-ons from Flight Sim Mods and others that you can put onto them. It's got the LED lights. It's got the rocker switches. It's got the trim wheel. By far, and you can buy it, and I still wholeheartedly say this, and I've been a big fan of Honeycomb and specifically their Bravo Throttle Quadrant. I cannot recommend it enough. I would still go out and buy it today. Actually, I'm going to buy another one just to have another one, because I've talked about this before, but the levers, they have a little thin wire. Mine broke because I got the original model. So I've actually thought about, and I plan on picking up another model for it. Somebody just did an explosion. I'm probably missing something. We need to get set up for this, though. So let's go ahead and do our... But I'll talk about that more. Look at my frame rate just dropped. I never turned that RTO off. Nobody noticed that. We got plenty of distance, though, to land this thing. All right. Let's see how we're doing on speed. I think we're fine on speed. I keep forgetting I can just look over at my PFP over here. I'm not used to that with the Boeing. Now that we got the WINWING hardware, I can do that. So I'm going to go over to the right here. And until we get the EFIS units, until they're available, we're going to go ahead and drop this down to 10. I don't even think you need to do that, but we're going to go to approach. Not quite sure why my frame rates just dropped so bad. Because the Atlanta airport that we're flying into, I actually just have the bespoke one that comes with, I don't know, World Update... I'll make something up. World Update 10. I don't know which one it is, but... Pilot Rick is in the house. Pilot Rick, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Pilot Rick. It is wonderful to have the Boeing 737. Wondering when the EFIS... I don't know when the EFIS will come out. I know they're going to come out, but I don't know. It's a good question, and I need to find out if WinWing will give that... Pilot Rick, WinWing was in here earlier. We were asking them questions, but it's a great question. We'll have to see. So 240, we're still fine. And over here, you can notice we're... this is our localizer, so we're going to intercept the localizer, and then we'll intercept the ILS. Thank you, Silver Killer. Why have my frame rates just all of a sudden dropped? Like, I figured it probably would drop momentarily. That's why 2024, once Asobo gets their shit together, and the third-party developers like Pmdg gets the stuff to work with it, then we can hop into 2024 and everything's going to perform better because, as many of you know, it supports multi-core and multi-thread processors, which we all have these days. So we're not primarily still using one core. Although, did you all see? We got to do another flight. Just Flight released the Fokker 28. I said Fokker as in F-O-K-K-E-R, right? Not mother, silver mother. Yeah. But that's coming. Actually, that's already out. And so we might have to do a Fokker 28 in that in 2024. Bat says, Symphonetic, it might be the 777 that's dropping your... Oh, that's a good point. Oh, yeah, because the 777's right next to me. You're right. I bet you're right. It probably is a 777, because as soon as the 777 went right next to me, we started dropping frames. I think you're right, because I was fine up till then. But you know what? We'll allow it because they're flying the Symphonetic livery, right? Let's see here. We've got... Do we have everything? We need to get to approach mode here in a second. I'm mixing up Airbus, Delt, because I like, oh, we need to get the LS enabled. No, we don't have an LS here, but I'm going to hit approach. And actually, I should have done that on my PAP 3, by the way. So this PAP 3 is now illuminating approach. So we got approach mode set. Let's go stereo cockpit. Disable the sound. And let's go ahead and put out our speed brakes. And again, I have the ProDeskSim going right now. So we come in. 10:10, so this is good timing. Get her slowed down here, friends. We're still looking pretty good here. We've got single channel on the localizer and intercepting the ILS. And let's see. Okay, so Shell is our intercept. So Shell's right here. So that's we want to be at 143, as you can see. And I love it because I can see it on my MIG-Do, or my MIG-Do. I can see it with the PFP right now, so you can all see it right here. Okay, so like the auto throttle. So one of the things with the PAP 3 is when you get this, because I know several of you have it arriving. Shane should be aware of this as well. When I showed earlier in the stream, when you push that up and you engage auto throttle, it will drop back down to off. That was throwing me off because like I was expecting it to stay up, and I'm like, well, maybe I have the magnetized one. So like when I had it out of the box, like, oh, they sent me first I thought they sent me the magnetized one. I'm like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. It's not going to stay up because I don't have it plugged in. There's no power. And then when I got it plugged in and I did it, I'm like, wait, it's not staying up. And I'm like, I thought maybe this was magnetized. No, that's by design. That's by design. So if you get the non-magnetized one, you can do up to get the auto throttle enabled, but it's going to drop back down. And that's by design because when you pull the throttle out, like I'm going to do in a moment, it's going to auto disconnect that auto throttle. So that's by design. Just to let you all know, that's intentional. Shell's 143. And I can go ahead and take the spoilers out. And we can see I can't arm. This actually has an arm. And I can do the arm part, so I can put it to there. And there's a notch in there. So like right now, it says speed brake armed, and let me show you. I'm still having bad frame rates, though. I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, let me switch over to the Bravo and show you this. So the ProDeskSim, which I like, is like here you can see I've got that notch right there. It says armed. And and I love this ProDeskSim stuff. And they've got these plates, so you have all that available. And the throttle lever controls and the flight sim mods. I love that trim wheel, but that's pretty sweet. But anyway, it goes right into the place it needs to be, which I think is killer. So yay, ProDeskSim for that. All right, let's go ahead and get the landing gear down. Let's go ahead and put another notch of flaps. Actually, we'll put a couple more notches of flaps in. I'm going to reduce the speed. What was the speed? 138. I'm going to go 143 on the speed. So I'm going to switch this to 143 because it already switched to that. So let's get that set to 143. Let's continue. Gear coming down. Yeah, I'm having some frame rate issues, and I think it is the 777. Practice right next to me with the 777, and I think that is impacting my frame rates here. No worries, though, Proc, if you're hearing me. Okay, we're still on the glide slope, which is looking pretty good. Actually, practice is going to give me an excuse. So, Atlanta has bad frames. Okay. That's probably it, too.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Get the rest of our flaps in. Got it, Big Al. Oh, this... I mean, I don't really think I've ever seen it this bad, though. I mean, I've landed at Atlanta. This is really bad. Like, it's like there's got to be something else going on right now because it is choppy as all get out. It should not be this bad. I mean, I've got a 4070 Ti Super. I've got an AMD Ryzen, what do I have? A 9800 X3D. It should not be, this should not be happening. What's going on with it? It's just, it's the universe trying to make me have a horrible landing here. God, why am I dipping down like that? Do we have like a lot of crosswinds or what? I think it's the frame rate crap that's going on right now. It's having a hard time. Yeah, like look at this. I'm going to have to disable the autopilot. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and disable the autopilot. So I'm going to do that notch.
200.
Yeah, it's messed me up. I'm not going to land it very well here. It'll be way too high. Oh, dang it. what's up with the frame rates here. We'll make it work.
30. 20.
And this would really need to be... God dang.
10.
This isn't going to be good. Oh, yeah, we're going to go around. God damn it. Hold on. 252, I've done worse than that. Gear coming up. And these frame rates are just killing me. Need to get the flaps go up. I tried to put the reverse thrust in, Tetley, and it didn't, and that was my problem, other than floating halfway down the runway. The reversers didn't go in. As you could tell. Yeah, something is not right, because these look at this. These frame rates are like sub 10. I mean, they're terrible. I wonder what the deal is, because I can about guarantee if this is almost unplayable. This is unplayable right now. I don't know why I'm having this problem right now. Oh, the rocket reverser from SpaceX. Blame Dan. Yeah, I honestly don't know what's going on, because I mean, everything was performing fine, but something happened where now it's... I should look at like Task Manager and see what's going on. It's not payware, it's the bespoke. Well, I don't know. I might have a conflicting one, but I it's a bespoke airport, so I don't know what the deal is, but we'll try this again. The reversers didn't work. I should slow this thing down. We're going over 300 knots. Somebody want to send me the elevation of Atlanta? I forget what it was. Was it 1,000 something? If I remember right. We're just hand flying this. $1,026. Thank you. Yeah, the frame rates are the problem. That threw everything off. Threw absolutely everything off. We do the heading, runway 08, right? Slow her down a bit, get ourselves situated here. Now we have a master caution. Perfect. Great. I wonder if, you know what, I might have a payware scenery for Atlanta, now that I think about it, that might be conflicting. And I wonder if that might be what's going on. Oh, great. Now we got clouds rolling in. That's perfect. Fantastic. That's all I need. A little more challenge. Thank you, weather.
2,500.
Right, we get intercept this again. We're just going to hand fly it in this time. Let's get the landing gear down. More notch of flaps. something definitely with Atlanta here, right? I don't know if procs may be my problem. So the frickin' frame rates. I don't think it is. Although, no, I don't know. Carlwyn, how's it going, buddy? Last notch in that flaps. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting end to Atlanta here. We're on left, right? 8 left. One of my first officers let me know. We'll try this again. My reversers didn't work. My auto throttle got out like really late.
1,000 slow.
Okay, we're on the localizer, so that's good. Well, we get a little hand practice in. Yeah, I'm actually looking at... I'm not following the aircraft. I'm actually looking at my instruments. And the runway. I mean, I've got the runway ahead of me, so it's easy to do. I just... I'm fine, friends, on this. It's just a matter of, like, getting this... Go ahead and turn this off. Flaps all the way down. I can't see the 3 green, but the gear's down, so we're good there. I don't know. Are there like major crosswinds? I feel like I've got a lot of crosswinds here. Like even look at practice landing. Practice, do we have like... I need a pilot report because I feel like there's a lot of crosswind here. This just feels really mushy, and practice usually lands better than that, and he's off to the right. Thousand footers.
10. Airspeed low.
177. I'll take that. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and turn off the... There we go. Got the auto brake turned off. Take the flaps up. I don't know. We're going to have to think twice about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and landing Atlanta with all OBS and everything, because my goodness, friends. Thank you, Marshaw. Appreciate it. CP. Thanks, guys. Well, now it's kind of stabilized a bit, but like that first approach, man, it was like, it had to be like single-digit frame rates. I don't know. As you can see, this is the... I think this is the bespoke. Do I have? I don't know. I've got so much software, to be honest with you, friends, that it could be that I have conflicting scenery here. But, oh well, we made it. We made it. gave me a chance to hand fly it. It's been a while since I hand flown the Boeing into, so we actually did a go around. Hey, did a go around, hand flew it all the way around, picked up the localizer and ILS manually. That's all right. Thank you, Carwin, for the 8x10. Appreciate it. I think you're the problem, Practice. Scored me twice. My friend, I don't know. I don't think it was actually your plane. That was weird, though. But I didn't start having frame rate problems until you were, like, right off my wing, like Bats had mentioned. But I'm not going to blame you, because I don't know that. I am never the problem. Just don't ask the wife. All right, do we have time to... no, Practice. Thanks for flying along, man. That was weird. All right, let's check it out. Do we still have people landing? I'll take the 177 feet per minute, though, Proc. Let's see here. Is anybody coming in still, or did everybody get landed? And we're going to have to ask Silver Killer and Deld who won. Johnny Mon's in the house, friends. Johnny Mon, hell of a guy, by the way. Sorry I missed the stream tonight at work training. No worries, Johnny. Hey, you still made it in time, my friend. You still made it here. There's 39 of you here. How cool is that? So Silver Killer, Kangaroo, and... Deld, who won the landing challenge? Clearly wasn't me. Although I didn't do too bad that second time, but I already touched the ground, so it didn't matter. I was disqualified at that point. I think did we get everybody down? Or do we still have Chipper Sneeze? Chipper Sneeze is down. There's Chipper. Well, sorry, Chipper. I had to do a go-around. Even Symphonetic once in a while has to do a go-around. I think that was the right call, though, don't you guys? For me to do a go-around there? Yeah, no doubt. Big Steve's down. Did TJ Turner leave earlier, or was he still with us? I think we got everybody. Sim, have a good night. Sunday, I'll be on vacation in Florida. In Texas, I'll be watching Awesome Stevie. Well, you have a good night, too. Thank you for joining, my friend. I think we got everybody down, so let me go ahead and close out. I mean, it is, after all, like 10:30. But I got to make sure I get this screenshot here, so let me grab that quick. Light. And I didn't get that many screenshots this time, but we got this one. All right, I want to say thank you to Silver Killer. Silver, thank you, buddy, for being here. I want to say thank you to WinWing for providing these products so we can highlight them and go through them. Be watching for some videos I'm going to get posted maybe this weekend or at least within the next week on the great PAP 3 that we highlighted tonight and the PFP 3N. So, again, shout out to WinWing for that. It was great to have them drop in tonight. CP6565 says right call. CP, thanks for being here. Bats, thank you, my friend, for moderating tonight, along with you, Delt Gam. Thank you, Delt. Captain Howdy, thank you. Proctus, appreciate you taking time out of, your DCS and all that stuff and coming on over to join us. Carwin, thank you for being here. 4:27 p.m. in New Zealand. Wow. Johnny Mon, one hell of a guy once again. Johnny Mon, thank you for being here. Von Williams, thanks, Von Williams, for being here. Carwin Davies, good to see you. TJ Turner, thank you, brother. Thank you all. Marshall 13. Again, thank you, Chipper C's Marshall 13 for the donations. Who else? I had someone else drop in and do a $5 dono, and now it slips my mind. But it'll come to me. But thank you all that donated. Certainly not necessary, but certainly appreciated nonetheless. So thank you all for that. And again, everybody for being here. I do want to say a thank you to Tashi. It was good to see you drop in, Tashi. Thank you for dropping in. And even though you were a little bit late there, but that's okay. Or maybe you're lurking. No, I don't expect my moderators to be here every time. Aviation Spotter. Thank you, Aviation Spotter, for being here. I don't know if Aviation Spotter's still here. Tetley, thank you for being here. I got to test my reverse thrusters on the PMDG, Tetley, because they didn't enable, so I better check that out. But Tetley, thank you for joining us. Pilot Rick, again, thank you for always being here when you can. And how about that for Chipper Sneeze? Did he say 3 years in a row? That's amazing. 3 years and never missing a stream. So Von Williams, Tashi Draco, Steve V, Silva Killer, Proctus, Johnny Mon 211, hello guy, CP6565, Carwin Davies, Big Al, to you and Bats and all the rest of you. I want to say thank you to our good friend Oz Flight Simmer as well. Guys, gals, we'll catch you next time on the Flippity Flip. Don't miss the special dedication that we have in store for our good friend Don C. Don't miss that. It's going to come Sunday. I'll get a time scheduled. Be there or be. All right, friends. Thanks again for joining tonight. I'll see you on the Flippity Flip. Have a great rest of your week. Blue skies, and we'll see you soon. Good night, my friends.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in us. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we're gonna light it up, babe. Tonight, we're gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna light it up.
It had to be practice, because now it's smooth as silk. Who actually won that landing challenge, Bats? You guys probably told me. Let me scroll. Thank you for all the hearts, guys. Who won that landing challenge? Practice. So Symphonic, so jumping on F-124 now. Oh, practice. I gotta get some dino nuggets in me, my friend. Silver Killer, you still here? Steve V win? Who won? Steve V didn't win, did he? I'm gonna have to catch you. You guys put it in. Oh, here we go. OG won per silver. Okay, Old Golfer won. Old Golfer won it. Nice job, Old Golfer 67. Wow. Well, congratulations to Old Golfer. This is to you, buddy. To Old Golfer. Good job, OG. He probably already left, didn't he? I'm sure he already left. All right, friends. Have a great rest of your week. Look, it's silky smooth. It totally was practice. Practice, like, completely just sabotaged me, didn't he? All right, guys. Mustang 302 says good night. Good night, Mustang. Practice. Love you, man. I'm just joking. I don't know what it was. But anyway, friends, good night. We'll see you on the Flippity Flip. Enjoy your rest of your week.